Getting started off here, Kai versus Bedman. Not a matchup I have seen too much on this version right now. Bedman kind of getting a slight couple nerfs along the way. Nothing too crazy with the changes. Kai, of course, getting access to that new special move, so being able to pop those fireballs. Curious to see how much Arashi is going to represent that. But good back throw here by Nethers and Rats. Off to a good start so far.
Looking good right now. Arashi with the DP early. DP often, unfortunately, couldn't get that far/link after, but showing you that new special move, or at least the follow-up of that stun edge. Gonna see what Rats can do, but the anti-air close slash. I do the bit every time, you know. Daisuke, woo woo, police, get this guy. We're doing those anti-airs. Oh my god, RTL through the pin.
And said, you better make sure that escape is real and put you through. Not enough to quite kill, though. See here, Rats touch it all, but there's that new special move as well. And I have to imagine having access to this new kind of pop with the fireball so nice in a matchup where Bedman is just trying to stay in that upper corner of the screen. So yeah, jump over the fireball. Who cares? I'm going to hit you right underneath you anyway. Arashi at least getting Rats to this corner, wasn't able to get the full route. No punish on the snipper, counter hit, but no confirm as well. Warm-up game here so far, but Arashi is in control. When will the burst come out? We're ready for it. Blocks it out. Great punish route here for so far from Arashi. Does not get the wall stick. Good mash out here by Rats, taking a little bit of their turn back.
Like what we're seeing, but the slow overhead connects, going to spend that burst, pushing you back. Stun edge, getting that. I guess you get better Oki with it too if you do the follow-up like that, especially if you're going to air hit. So, ooh, almost linked that 2K after, but Rat's going to be able to fight out.
I love the confidence we're seeing here by Arashi, just being able to send some of these air normals. Kai, actually incredibly gifted character in the sky. There's the JS as well. Gets the RC to keep the route going. Oh, I'm wondering if the shock just wore off there, off of that HDP. Did not get kind of that extended tumble it was supposed to get, but the JP's taking this Rat out of the sky. Game one going to Arashi already here. Looking pretty darn controlled and confident with this Kai.
Like what we're seeing. Also very quick with that JP right there. Just saying, hey, look, I have just a single bit of damage I need to deal. I like how Rats was fighting back with that pin, able to take out the stun edge, that we didn't have to worry about that follow-up. But, I mean, that's why Arashi came out on top, was ready with the, you know, hey, I'm going to get off the ground, I'm going to chase you in the air. You know, this Bedman looks pretty comfortable up there with that 8-way dash, especially how much we hold it up there. But if Arashi's going to chase you down, then Rats has no safe place to hide.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Rats is looking to do to adjust so far. It just feels like Arashi is just kind of controlling a spot where Bedman is supposed to be kind of the king right now. You see right there again, JS clipping them out of that upper corner. JS again chasing Rats in the sky. Must be such a... I'm not sure what the matchup was before right now, but this is Arashi here. They definitely have Rats. You see figured out. There we go, getting the HDP route there. A little bit of extra damage. Kai getting access to these in the version before 2.0. That knockdown, put up the H fireball. Good fuzzy 2P here from Rats. Gonna fight off Arashi. Back more of this mid-screen game plan. Access to a bit of that error install here, canceling into the heavy version. Access to that crush ball. Great after here. Okay, what we're seeing so far, good adjustments here by Rats. Finally forcing Arashi to have to slow down a little bit and not send out these fireballs constantly. Oh, good frame trap here. We see the burst, not spending it.
Ooh. Chasing the air with that PRC. Good stuff. Rats, you gonna burst here? I like that Arashi was checking for it with that JP, but Rats not feeling like a hero today. Gonna hold on to that mechanic. Very close. Fun round right there. This Kai come out on top.
Yeah, Arashi here is just, you know, Rats definitely kind of finding some good moments of brilliance before. Wow, 5K actually gonna clip. Surprised they're able to keep that sequence plus. I think when you are in that non-shock state, good counter hit anti-air there, and really force that burst out of Arashi. Arashi definitely get advantage, potentially get that burst back. Good DP to stop that sequence as well. Rats kind of showing when they're looking to do that H cancel option, then to get access to that guard crush fireball. But so far, Arashi's keeping Rats stuck in this corner. Has to wire C to get a little bit of that space without backdashes out of the overhead. But we are back again, and once again, you're just seeing what Kai now has access to in this version. And wow, honestly, this would have potentially killed you if it wasn't for the PRC nerf. 2H anti-air off of that PRC, scaling that damage so down there. Oh, and the throw going to be able to clip it out. Arashi maintaining the control so far in this set and is already up 2-0.
Nice stuff right there. Yeah, that 2H anti-air was kind of nuts, not gonna lie. But you're right, that PRC scaling, something you got to look out for. But Rats trying to get out of those corners. I like the 6P trying to fight through that stun edge. Wasn't going to get it right there. Also probably just checking preemptively for things like far slash and such. But I got to say, Arashi doing a pretty good job of using that follow-up attack on the stun edge to keep Rats from trying to just do up back in the corner, right? Even if you miss with the projectile, because Rats is doing that that jump up, trying to do like an air pin, maybe just trying to hold our air dash for a second. Arashi always has that follow-up that you can react with and fight back with Rats. So we're going to see if Rats maybe going to stay a little bit more grounded, blocking it out, because it is pretty minus, you know. It's annoying to have to block out, but we'll see what we can do. Good 6P on the round start.
Good Savar getting at least the control at that round start again. Already having Arashi push to this corner, but the air button's going so good, and you're kind of feeling the frustration there by Rats. Spent that burst right now, just trying to get a little bit of control here. It's been very tough to do, but a good JK anti-air from Arashi going to push Rats through this wall. Did break with the dire clats, going to keep that shock state going. Actually, oh no, the BRC forward ends up losing out to the old stun dipper. Not enough to quite kill the Rats, bleeding at this point. Is able to block out chip damage here. Gets out with that JS, tries to bait out maybe a burst back here, but does not get it. So far here, Arashi holding on, knowing that they need to fight out of this sequence. One more hit is all they need, but a trap with the 214H puts you through the wall. Good chunk of damage, but not enough to kill.
Okay. Oh my god. Wow, what a comeback there from Rats. You know, big kudos there for Arashi, just not slamming that burst. Didn't want to feel like that hero, right? But Rats taking advantage of that, able to chip away just a couple of hits, finishing you off with that error code. And Arashi sending you right through very quick on that round start. Rats feeling good about getting that round, but down the burst. Oh, okay, never mind. We're evened up.
Oh no, gets anti-hit by the H Fireball. Gonna get an extended route here. Had to spend the RC to keep the sequence going. Puts them through the wall. Good chunk of damage then. The Bedman definitely built like a metallic bed for how think they are. PRC is to cancel. Maybe trying to be worried. Tries to actually punish this with the right lane. Not going to actually punish. And I'm sure whenever it's in the air or on the ground, that is minus as hell. So good block on the overheads here. Could be a little bit tough then with how many multi coming through. Sends out the stun dipper without any meter behind it. Arashi here looking for some way to just kind of take it out. Actually ends up whipping another dipper here. Rats kind of finding in control so far in this round. Coming at a perfect moment. Does not pop the fireball that time. Anti-air close slash actually still hits. Hold on. I thought we nerfed those.
Man. That's 2 in 1 set, by the way. But great stuff there from Arashi, finishing it off with that air DP. We're sitting good here on our set point. 6P on the round start, trying to fight back against that far slash, against those big sword slashes here from Kai. Getting in with this Fuja arc a bit, playing around in the air. Rats holding that down back, trying to get away, but Arashi getting these counter hits.
Yeah, Arashi just, once they kind of maintain control, their choices with these Kai normals are usually well placed. Oh, actually Space Out gets a bit of a clash there, not ready to FD cancel it, and Rats gets a pretty good punish. Burst ends up being spent. Bit of an awkward trade situation there. Arashi a little too committed. Actually gets a blue B combo here for Rats, and right now Rats has a chance to take this ahead in sequence. I love that simple close slash into that throw. We are running some good old-fashioned strike throw here. Good fuzzy 2P, not letting Arashi get away with too much, and the early actual needle ends up popping out before the fireball can proc here. As long as Rats can finish this combo, there should be a game back. And no 3-0 here for Arashi. Not 37. Rats answering back.
Hell yeah. Good stuff. We got a set on our hands right here. Rats keeping you back. You were talking about that fuzzy 2P, bro. I played a lot of friendly sets with Rats, and, you know, by game 5, I am cursing him out for how good that fuzzy 2P is. He's very good with it. They got him here that game 3. That being said, Arashi with a very strong start. We'll see how he wraps up. Scooter, I see you in the chat, homie. How you feeling? And G-Kins, thank you for that sub. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are too generous tonight. Just kick your feet up, relax, watch some Guilty Gear Strive. Hey, if you want to do something, claim those Matcherino codes. But we're rolling into this game 4.
Yeah, we'll have to see here if Rats can kind of maintain a bit of this momentum so far. If Arashi's going to kind of feel a little bit down about how they're able to answer. But a lot of times, like, you know, I think Arashi has been kind of playing essentially the space very well, taking great advantage of this fireball game. But Rats here was finding a couple spots to send out those needles. Oh, not able to punish there. But there's that fuzzy 2P coming out here again, stopping this quote-unquote fake Kai pressure. Ooh, bit of a dropped route here, unfortunately. I know there was a bit of a change, I believe, to the JS as well. So maybe not, and as well as the JD. So curious how often Bedman had to adjust for these routes so far. But here we go. We're spending our burst meter and 50 to go into Dragon install, and we're going to install answering back here from Rats. Without the fireball, good anti-air pickup then with the enhanced version with that Dragon install. Oh my gosh, Rats has to be careful. The damage is so high in this form. Not able to actually stick it to the wall. I'm actually not able to kill. And Arashi not able to do it. Rats holding strong. They had the meter to FD, but wasn't ready for that needle. And Rats has so much momentum. Arashi just spent so much being able to fight back for that round here. Bit of a tough place to climb back now.
Definitely looking good here at the start, at least. Already got your opponent down to half HP. Rats does have that burst to fight with. Oh, spends it on the counter blitz. Not close enough to the wall to get the wall break, but at least we got that knockdown. That being said, Arashi with that up back with the stun edge, fighting back. 100 tension as well. The world is your oyster on this Kai. It's going to be that 5D. Unfortunately, didn't get the full connection after that PRC, but does bait the YRC from Rats. And we're back here on set point.
A little stylish double HDP route as well. Love to see it. Good stuff, Arashi. Yeah, I love taking advantage of that multi-hit fireball, baiting out that YRC, but Rats answering back so far. Start of this round, able to get Arashi pushed to this corner, not able to send out the head quick enough here. But fireball able to at least catch, and here we are again, and it just feels like the air buttons have not been there as much as Rats is looking for. This JS doing so much work for Arashi. Gets that knockdown, push more way to the corner. 50 meter to spend on here, gets the throw. Use a little OTG with that 5K, trying to find that YRC, but a good delay YRC from Rats, able to find it. We actually end up air blocking that fireball pop, so a little tougher to work around. Still a little bit on a 2-, but they're trapping here so far. PRC into the throw, but the throw, because our PRC scaling, gonna at least lower that damage again. Arashi just trying to get Rats to potentially wiggle out a little too heavy. You're seeing so far, but the fuzzy, the two Ps have been going crazy between these two.
Looking good right now. Speaking of, oh, we just traded it back and forth right there. Yo, they got the stream unmuted. Apparently, one more hit to close out this round, but Rats not going down without a fight. Picking you up with that JS here in the air. Staggering out a bit. Arashi going to get in with that stun dipper. Didn't have the meter to finish it off, but you got to FD out those stun edges. Dancing around that JS, but it was the JP. It took the first game, and it took the last. Arashi Miruku coming out 3-1, but a great set from both those players.
A lot of times these fish losing to some, very light mash options then, so having more control of where they're going to be definitely lets it go very far, despite some small nerfs she took to the kit here. But here we go, y'all. Start of our next set, and I love that safe choice from the Giovanna already with that 5K. Immediately gets the burst out here again, but yeah, if you put it out of fish, doesn't really stop a whole lot here with a character as fast as Giovanna.
I like how we're playing around that far slash as well with 2D. Just outspaced a little bit, and Geko's going to get rewarded with that back throw. Going to run some pressure in here. Trying to stagger you out a bit. Gets rewarded with that defense with a throw. With another throw. I think I've seen a Twitter clip where Geko was not scared to throw their opponent many times here in the corner. So maybe you're going to see Kizzaar start to challenge that one. Nice. Just blocked. Oh, and a punish there on that Michael sword.
Throw tag then very important here. Hits the 5H, gets that last hit. Oh, and ready for burst safe. Calls it out with the 100-meter super as well. The father, mother, and daughter Kamehameha coming in here, taking out your life bar. Love that recognition so far here again. And yeah, Dizzy has a lot of surprisingly interesting burst safe spots where depending on what you end up doing, you can kind of pick her combo choice. So love recognition here by Geko as we're going in, but Kizzaar playing the space very well. And once Kizzaar is able to get in, the damage is definitely showing here. We're not even 10 seconds in. Geko already at 1/4 of their life bar left right now. Kizzaar looking a little bit better going into this round. It's that enhanced drill to come in. IB's coming out so far. Like not gonna be spending out that burst. We do the proper route, send it out with the air super. Great answer back by Kizzaar so far. Gonna go to immediate round 3 and a perfect on the way there. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, I like how Kizzaar chose to actually save the meter on that wall break as well. Got rewarded with that positive bonus, getting that 100 tension buff on Giovanna. So definitely, I like how at this point in the patch, we're seeing players make some very conscious decisions on whether you're using super or not to break the wall. Right now, Geko use that micro sword to get out of the corner, blocking out all of these ice spikes. Kizzaar trying to dash up a bit, but caught by that 2D. Geko pushing you back, full screen, good super jump to get in, but a nice throw tech from Geko playing defensive here.
Yeah, and you have to kind of take advantage of it. You have good, at least like momentum startup of your dash into those super jumps option. Not IADs, right? You are looking for that good jump arc, but good throw into the RC. Gonna go ahead and send out the super. Not gonna be enough to kill. Dizzy on the slightly tankier side with all defensive options, but a good IBFD on the jump in into the immediate super, send you back full screen, and Positive's been coming in so far, but no real meter to come with it. Once again, we mentioned, oh, but the good JK there finds their way in. Kizzaar, Geko was just starting to kind of hold some good space there, and we saw that situation coming into here, breaking the wall with super. Yes, you're gonna get that hard knockdown, but positive bonus will not be filling up your tension as much as it used to. So a little bit spooky there. Geko answering back super well, but Kizzaar still finding the hit they're looking for. Dizzy, you know, kind of has to work a little bit hard to keep out some of these speedster characters then, but you kind of see the awkward movement Kizzaar has to go through to get around that ice field.
Here, I fix those scores for you. Sorry, guys. Kizzaar, of course, won that last game. Getting a good whiff punish here at that far slash, pushing you back. Burst getting spent right away from Geko, but getting you... Oh my god, actually picking up with the fish that was off screen. Nice stuff, still utilizing that projectile, but Kizzaar coming right back, keeping you in the corner with these dog kicks. There's that BRC fuzzy. Good blocks here from Geko, but the counter hit 5H. Unfortunately, no drop. I mean, a drop.
We're able to get... Uses the RC to just get out of the corner, but good chase out by Kizzaar. Definitely looking super confident in chasing out this character. And, you know, Dizzy, of course, you know, has a lot of set play that she can try to take advantage of. But, of course, you know, built around a, you know, like a decent zoning kit. But, you know, trying to get some space, not being given to you. These rushdown characters can be pretty tough. But a good fuzzy jump gets themselves at least out of this corner. Gets covered with the fish. Ooh, did not delay the air dash back enough to get the side switch, because he kind of has some awkwardness in those I guess a backdash here, but good routing so far by Kizzaar. Gonna force Geko to spend out that burst already. Oh, but unfortunately runs right into the last hit of that 5H and get the freeze. Ooh, sets out the fish behind it into the immediate throw. The respect is there. Gets tipped for their troubles. His wings almost active at this point, but the late YRC, I love that by Kizzaar. Stopping that wing sequence, keeps himself alive, and actually approaches with the 2D. Oh, but unfortunate drop here.
Hey, it's following up. Hey, it may be spaghetti, it may be lasagna, but Kizzaar out here looking good. Gonna get this second game, keeping you here in the corner. And it all started with that very late YRC, right? Geko was about to get the Twitter clip. I'm gonna keep it a buck with that wing setup, but Kizzaar keeping you back here, fishing for these counter hits, was able to finish off the game.
And like, I love the recognition as well of like, when wings go up, yes, like now you have to eventually be concerned with wings. But a lot of times, like I've experienced myself playing Dizzy, people tend to act immediately concerned as soon as wings are active. You have a lot more time than you realize. And I love Kizzaar waiting for that right moment to use that YRC, stop that wing condition as well. Kizzaar off to an incredibly great start in the set, up 2-0 already. Have to see if Geko can answer back. And so far, the first burst going the way of Kizzaar, punching out that fish on the way in. Good dash into that far slash and gets the new routing. I should say the old new routing as well. Good stuff to Kizzaar here. Absolutely showing a masterclass so far with this Giovanna.
Nice stuff right here, Kizzaar. Oh, wow. Geko not holding that one, though. Was ready with the 6P, pushing you back. The burst getting spent. Kizzaar wants to keep you in the corner and does manage to get that jump in. Gonna opt to spend the meter here to get that hard knockdown. Not gonna be enough to kill, but Geko here with this full burst could decide to spend it potentially. Kizzaar gonna pull up with his dog dart. Whoa, good throw.
Oh my God. The IB to be able to answer that throw. Good stuff to Geko. And you have to take advantage of the games. Oh my gosh, the flex shield not able to be answered. Geko, unfortunately, was in the middle of another input when that ended up coming out, so couldn't quite get a punish. Kizzaar, you know, a little bit with murder there, but now on set point, the frame actually goes into the 2H on block. North's a little bit spooky, but gets that delayed frame trap. He'll answer. Gets the hard knockdown there with the sweep. That 5H, ooh, unfortunately, gets him back to that full screen here again. Geos gets back next to you so quickly. Double dash into the throw. Gotta be able to guess right a few more times. Gets a little bit of the BRC cancel. Blocks both the overheads here. Good 2P, but is not able to pick up into the 5H. Another IB here. This is at least keeping Geko potentially in this set. Might be going to be able to get punished so far. Sets up the fish here. Back goes into the corner. Gets the RC. Fish not end up messing up the combo here for Dizzy. Going through that wall here, though. Still has 50 on deck. for the Giovanna. But another air throw calls it out. I'm curious if they were looking to get that IED JK stuff that Geos love to do. But great defense by Geko, keeping themselves in this set.
Yeah, the air throws from Geko have been crazy. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. But Kizzaar clapping right back. Still on this set point, by the way. So good just blocks. Geko with some amazing defense to keep this Giovanna off you. You got to give right back to Kizzaar, though, that the pressure is so high that despite that, we've just been in your face regardless. Geko going to get you back here. Going to 5-8 you back as well. Good just blocks right back here from Kizzaar. Both these players have good defense.
Have to, right? When you play characters that don't have just like an invincible reversal without meter, you know, it definitely requires you to fight back with what the game gives you advantage to. The IBs, IBFDs, they're taking advantage of any kind of left-right OSs that are available to you, but Geko doing their best here just to kind of keep this Giovanna out. But Gio is such a quick character. There's the burst, your last burst potentially of this set. The 5H is not going to get punished for here. Late PRC, Kizzaar knowing they need much more damage, actually gets chipped for their troubles. So here we go, y'all. Next set coming up here of the Jeekly number 94. We got ThirstoFive here on the Eno, Vodka Man on the Potemkin. Both these characters kind of feeling the bit of the changes that came along with 2.0, but Potemkin player is still pretty up on where he's at right now with that new walk buff. Good 2S to get a starter, though, by Vodka.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Potemkin straight up running at you, it feels like, with this walk buff. We gotta see what we got. Oh, it's gonna be that fake jump in pop buster with the red RC as well. Almost enough to kill. It's just gonna be that 5-piece safe jab to get a perfect here on the start. Vodka Man, definitely an explosive player. You don't want to let him get too comfortable. Good jumping here from ThirstoFive and catching you with that MLA. Vodka Man with the late reaction gets put in the corner.
Yeah, beyond that 6H, and I will punish it here. I love that delayed after to that flick. Stops out on that fireball here and exiting safely. Man, Flick still doing so much for Potemkin here. Taking advantage of those projectiles. Great safe ender pushing you out. But another 2S clipping you out of the sky. Good chunk of damage, so getting that hard knockdown. Gets it out with that backdash there, but another stroke and get underneath that poke here from Potemkin. And Vodka just slowly working their way in. Danger coming in here for, but oh my god, that FPRC to get that throw. Damage a little bit low, but the good knockdown and reward. Great punish so far here from Vodka, putting the hurt on this, and that is going to be a dead Eno here. Vodka Man optimal as hell, and also keeping the burst locked out here with the double super. This man's built different, Jeek.
Yeah, hopefully I got it all in the clip right here. No bias. I will say Vodka Man, I know he's wearing the tag, but also Vodka Man, a longtime supporter of the Jeekly. First ever Jeekly ever. My man signed up for it. He was there from day one Jeekly, before it even had a number. We didn't call it the Jeekly 1. We didn't know we were going to keep doing it. But here we are. We're on 94 now. And we're going up against ThirstoFive. I'm liking what we're seeing from this Eno. See what we got here in the round start. Nice stuff with that sultry.
Air drill gonna actually clip out Vodka in that air here, but Vodka willing to play a little bit of that space, put out a couple of those safe pokes here for Potemkin, especially at this space. And oh, and there's that new buff 6H here, the footsies that Guilty Gear is known for. Ooh, that I love that meaty Emily there, gonna keep themselves plus. Good routing here, not quite stop it, but 6H gonna be IB'd, but yeah, like, you know, sometimes you someone IBs you and you're like, oh god, what are they gonna do? But Vodka's a player who's willing to sit there and go, okay, so I beat it, so what do you want to do about that, right? So I'm loving this patience that you just see from a player's caliber, and the punish game, the rewards that Potemkin gets when he hits you right, definitely can be brutal.
Yeah, it's the aura IBs, man. Nice stuff. Getting this hammerfall in, starting off, but it's going to be ThirstoFive fighting back with that jump back here. We're so patient on this Eno, and it's been paying off. You got to kind of be deceptive here if you're going to be getting any hits on Vodka Man, let alone take the rounds. Good defense right back here from this Potemkin. Going to use that armor to get yourself in. Going to get that meaty Garuda, followed up with a Buster and with RC here. That should be enough to kill Vodka Man getting the round.
I said before, I've had so many games against Vodka recently that go down to the absolute wire on the timer because they're both waiting them to sit there. But the reward that this gamer has, the knowledge of what they need to get the hit and take you out is so damn optimal. Great 2S here again. 2S just holding so much space against Eno here. Oh, a bit of a weird hit. Looking for an air throw potentially, but I'm gonna get hit. There's a bit of that Eno classic reset with that JH there. JS. Oh, but the dive with the RC hitting this time. Great routing so far. We're going to crack that glass, get that positive bonus. No super being spent, so we're going to get at least probably get 50 back here eventually. Timer not too bad right now. Tetch is coming back in just enough to get the 50 off of the hit. Not able to finish the route fully. One more hit could potentially do it. Spends it on a mix, but gets 5p anti-aired. We want this Potemkin dead, so we spend the burst. Immediate YRC back as well. And uh-oh, that can happen to you, but actually we're ready for it. Great fuzzy jump by ThirstoFive. Keep themselves alive here in this game too.
ThirstoFive in the Twitch chat, by the way, said this character. So having some downtime to voice our opinions here, but a great round right there from that Eno securing things. Bakuman also holding on to our ground here. Not afraid to be in the corner, but ThirstoFive looking good here with that counter hit stroke. Gotcha here for another reset. Bakuman getting chipped away even on this Potemkin. ThirstoFive very patient about these jump-ins, and you have to be because Bakuman being preemptive about that 2S.
Oh my gosh, the multi-hit actually stopping out the armor portion there. Saka health bar pretty low, but Potemkin all he needs is one hit, and it could be curtains for you here. But ThirstoFive keeping the sequence going, keeping the pressure on. The PRC to get another close slash there. This time the Kara Buster ready, and Fubuki here full meter as well. Sends it out with that 5p. Backdash getting caught there by the close slash. Not able to quite break it with the heat knuckle, but a good 2H to put him through that wall. Sends it off with the meter, but the 5p anti-air ready. RC's forward to punish out the burst, and the tank answers back on a and Thirst had near full HP where Vodka was at their current health bar. Vodka fought back from that sequence. It can be so terrifying to run your offense, and one fuzzy 5p is the end of you here. Vodka, man, up 2-0 right now.
Gotta give it to Thirst, though. Definitely playing in a very interesting way to get around some of these preemptive normals from Vodkaman and finding some very good opportunities to get in with sultry performance. You know, Vodkaman got good defense, also got good reaction, so able to throw out those preemptive 2Ss, 6Ps, 5Ps, and such. But ThirstoFive still managing to find a lot of these dive kicks in, so definitely been very impressed by that. Going to be able to get in right here, but the 6P from Vodkaman answered by the burst, still in the corner here. MLA giving you those frames, and these counter hits keeping you up against the wall. Vodka spending that blue burst.
Good chase so far here, but the 2S was so ready. Gets that knockdown again. Another backdash getting called off here, and this might potentially be a dead Eno if we can finish the route. Oh, was actually not ready quite for the stick. I bet you he would have been able to do it. Facing a hold, jumps over here. 2P gonna go jumped over. I love that actually escaped there by Vodka. Takes advantage of flicking out the special here, but the 5p fuzzy again, doing everything for you and your taxes and putting you on set point.
Pulling up here with these hammer falls. The deflectio going to keep you back, though. I like that usage of it. Players whipping those sweeps right now, but it's going to be Bakuman putting this Eno in the corner. I like how patient we're being in the air. The flick full screen, keeping you down still in this corner. I love the clash cancel, but Bakuman was also ready for it.
Oh my gosh, and there it is, sending him to the heavens. Says GG, scooping the deck. We'll watch this movie another time. Vodka Man gonna take it 3-0 over ThirstoFive.
We got DB Zabi, the Red Mist, up against tskrBrian. Now, this is an MDVA little clash right here, I think. We got the locals coming out. That ping is hopefully going to be low. Hopefully we're in each other's walls in terms of the connection. But here we go. Qualifying for top 24, guys. You got tskrBrian on the Zato. Red Mist mashing out of that corner on the Kai.
Shouts to both these players, both incredibly talented at their characters specifically, and shouts to tskrBrian as well, you know, helping stream a bunch of the matches from the Arc World Tour at the event. So definitely provided a really good set of entertainment to be able to see some of these matches we weren't able to see on a stream at all for the LCQ as well. But so far here, tskrBrian holding a lot of the control, gets the burst out of it so far, but that JS from Kai, we saw it early in the earlier set, doing so much work in this version, but the Zabubu is real. Take advantage of the new tool. Oh, but the Frog not able to keep the sequence going. Blocks the double overhead, does the RC keep it safe. Another JD one more time just to show we can. TRC's not going to quite get full bite, but the 6P stopping you to do anything more. tskrBrian taking it the first round and up in burst, off to a great start.
Liking what we're seeing. Now, this Zato character, bro, we're talking about characters that got away with murder. Bro, I don't know if you've been playing against Zato recently, but I've been learning how to fight him for the first time in years, and it's been quite the struggle. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Trying to DP through that oppose. tskrBrian not getting the full punish we expected, but at least we got this guy in the corner, and the counter hit gets rewarded. Gonna be able to get this wall break with the super. Red Mist will have this burst on the other side.
Yeah, full burst and access to 50 here. Oops, a little bit of a 5P, maybe a potential frame kill, and we're looking for a certain Eddie summon, but great reaction there to reflect back that fireball from Kai. Chasing to the sky again with that JP. Ooh, just gets the burst to be able to hit it. Goes right over that 2S then with the Fudra arc. Knockdown coming in again. Another 2K2D. A little bit of a backstep then into that Rafine JS. No full combo though. Pierce uses the close slash. Not to get a full sequence out. tskrBrian getting to be blocked out here. Patience so good from Brian so far. Lets the Eddie do the work for you. Actually fights out with a dipper as well. Wouldn't have been me, but Red Mist apparently knows something we don't right now. Great answer back, taking us to round 3.
Brian spending that burst, trying to keep their opponent back here. Eddie getting killed by that Sun Edge, which actually a really good answer there from Kai in this new patch. And you see that Red Mist is ready for the anti-airs, but Brian is just right above you, and you don't have the anti-air close slash you can rely on anymore. So Red Mist right now looking good, though, I gotta say. Putting this Zato in the corner, 5D Red RC to go ahead and send you through also. Nice stuff, trying to build up some meter here. Don't have that penalty to keep us down, so 50 on the way, but Brian fighting back with the oppose.
Oh, sends it out, able to snipe out the Eddie with that super fireball. Gets the knockdown there, 2K2D, no option set up Eddie quite yet. Eddie Mir just returned at this point. He's in with that 6P as well. Not going to clip out of that 2S here, but Tank Eddie is out, holding a bit of space. Runs right through it, though. Red Mist showing you a classic way to work around that, essentially that Tank Eddie spam. Brian not quite ready to be able to get the cancel looking for to stop this sequence. Red Mist here, despite kind of going down at the start of this game, keeps the sequence going. Great pressure, good rewards on a lot of these combos as well, and taking that first game.
Like what we're seeing. Yeah, y'all don't let that oppose bully you up. You know, you see a Zato 2K2D summon oppose. Nah, dog, you gotta throw him. But looking good right here. Red Mist gonna get that first game. Trying to keep it back. I like that jump back here from Brian. Keeping quick with those 5Ps. Unfortunately, no DP punish right there. Still got that full Eddie meter. I had to say something. And it looks like a good pickup from Red Mist, taking you down full screen.
Yeah, even just 3 hits there, the reward is so good with where we push Zato at this point. But immediate burst, once again, trying to keep Zato in this corner. Won't let him get out. But these dash blockings here, and Brian showing you why they are an incredibly strong player there. That micro walkout off of that Fudra working so well here. Red Mist themselves stuck in this corner right now. 2S and get that knockdown after the dipper. Ooh, but unfortunately, the dash blocking working against you here again. Good block up into that 5D RC. 6K keep himself plus here. Couple 2K staggers to fight out. Not quite able to connect the normals here. Brian is looking for a way to fight out. Gets the Eddie out here. Sends out the super fireball as well. Good chunk of damage. Snipes out the Eddie. Taking out Brian here. And Red Mist looking on a whole new form right now. Kind of having Brian figured out.
Oh, but getting pushed down by that frog. Great job. It's a very good air-to-air, that frog, keeping you down, sending you through the corner. Brian going to be able to build up that 50. Still got the Eddie that needs to come back here, though, so Red Mist getting a chance here. Gets that meaty, heavy stun edge and gets rewarded with a wall break of her own. Brian's still in a great spot resource-wise, but Red Mist coming back here.
See a lot of these like 2Ks into far slash and potentially fight back any potential norm you're looking for. Doesn't quite get clipped by the 6P, but has to block this mid-screen mix right now. Burst not going to be utilized. Try and maybe potentially send it for the next round. If it goes that far, Brian here still has access to theirs. Gets the 5D in overhead. Sends out that burst of our own. 5D being blocked right now. Empty into the low. Eddie not quite back yet. YRC to kind of hold out some space, but the new float gets anti-aired by the dipper here. That sliding low working so well. I love that repose into the Eddie send out here. Brian answering back so well in this round 2. Just loving this control we're seeing. You're taking advantage of space when we don't have Eddie on deck, but Red Mist here, and going into our round 3. Already having Brian in this corner. Ooh, catches the jump startup frames, and a good route, good chunk of damage going through. 50% going through here. I thought this was a new season of lower damage, but Red Mist showing you why they're not. And oh my god, the fireball again. Thinking it's ever going to end. Red Mist not finding the switch out and hits him with the I think you're good mix-up then. Just enough of the 5D of see the orange, PRC it into that 2K. Just a back and forth brawl between these two. And I love the recognition of seeing the oppose and calling it out with the super immediately after. This is the I know that I know level of guilty gear that you love to see.
Yeah, Brian getting comfortable with that drunkard shade, reflecting those projectiles. Red Mist, I mean, dude, definitely looking very strong. And also, when Brian's in front of you, able to get those normal anti-airs with the 6Ps. Red Mist been on top of it, but Brian has that throw combo here. The burst gets spent, takes out the Eddie as well, but that 2S being preempted, been very strong here from Brian. Keeping this Kai here in the corner. Good fight out from Red Mist. Gonna actually take it to the other side of the screen. Brian ready with the burst.
I love that reset there to get the Eddie. Tries to use the teleport out to at least make it to this corner here. Brian having missed. We're looking to keep that sequence. Actually chases out with the JD there. Bit of a break in the law, not expend out any of the jump options. Tries to float out, tries to 6P, and actually lands before and gets the throw. Up the H fireball, spaced out a little bit too far where the 2S is able to answer back here. Not close enough to be able to get the 5D. Another 5D whiffing here. Brian just trying to see if we can at least get Mist to block something. Oh, but an anti-air counter hit to H. That is going to be good by Zato for this round. Red Mist now finding themselves here on set point.
Nice up with that drunkard shade, keeping you back. This Eddie fighting for you. Brian trying to go for this low mix. Red Mist caught by the double overhead though, and this time no burst to keep yourself away from that wall. Brian going to take the chance to send you through it. Got this Eddie to keep you down. I like that use of the flex shield. Is trying to buy some distance back, but Brian still staying on top of you, still catching with these throws, looping you through all of the stage transitions. We get to see the whole stage right here. Red Mist, however, fighting out. Unfortunate drop on that TP.
Fortune drop, at least plus enough to keep their sequence going. Definitely working out, at least in the end. But ooh, Farsat's just going to clip you on the startup there. Ooh, but the shimmy coming through with that jump, punishing out on the two. Oh, but ran a little too far forward. Tried to break the wall, at least possible to retain any potential meter nerfs there for positive, but not able to quite get it. The empty low going to even it up, and tskrBrian staying in this set right now, a round apiece here. Red Mist just needs one more to move on further into this bracket on the winner's side. Brian trying to keep this from being a 3-0, and Eddie doing their best with that anti-air on that 5H follow-up then. But good run-up throw, the Kai classic coming in, pushing to that corner. Had it out there, but a good fussy 5P fighting off right now. tskrBrian trying to do their best to keep them in a good block on this back and forth, and the 5D being blocked as well. Defense going crazy right now.
Yeah, Red Mist blocking the same side, was ready with the tech. Now Brian does catch it here, threatening that break the law, but the stun dipper full screen. Red Mist gets in here, puts you down into the corner. Got to wait for that Eddie to come back. Going to do that up back to stay away from this Kai. Doing a good job of jailing you in though. There's the opposes. There's the throw and the bait there from Brian, saying, "I know what you want to do, homie," and was ready for it right away. Ooh!
Oh my. And I was ready to tell that Brian was going as, you know, as burst safe, sorry, as a YRC safe as they can make it, and to find another layer of keeping it YRC safe. Like, this is absolutely the Zato special. They are so good at having these great pressure sequences, and you're just trying to stop this character, stop the mix potentially from coming in. Like, oh, I'll fight him back with the YRC, but it's Eddie who's making you in blocking right now, not Zato, and they can be ready to block that out. Great stuff to Brian here, answering us back and taking us to a game 4.
Nice stuff. Brian getting that game on the board. We're qualifying for top 24 out here, guys, so some serious business out here. In the Jeekly, we get sweaty. Going to keep it a buck. Good punish there from Brian. Doing that jump JP, trying to see if Red Mist wants to hold up. Not today, but does get that burst. The pose is an anti-air. Going to call out that Fuja arc and put this Kai down in the corner, baiting the DP as well. Brian not getting that full punish, unfortunately, but does get the reset. Good damage here.
Puts him through the wall. No hard knockdown, but at least we have access to Eddie right away. So all we need to do is make them block, and Eddie gets to be part of play, but a good empty jump into the throw. Gonna put Brian in this corner. When we see the burst come out here, not gonna be coming through at least this point. Sends it out on the Dragon install. Will it be spend 50 to win or 50 to lose? Find out now. And a 5D RC is a great place to start here. Something you can do even in regular Kai form here. Tries to pop out the... Oh, I like that choice. Tried to pop out the fireball right away. Bait out that Drunkard Shade, but Brian just kind of maintaining their spacing as well. Gets a good command throw to take that round, and potentially there's a chance here for Brian to eventually make this reverse sweep, but Red Mist has looked so in control in the games that they have won so far. A 6P is a great start getting that hard knockdown here. But a stay on, but a good IB. Immediate burst from Red Mist, keeping Brian in this corner.
I like how we throw that little boo-boo behind you to fight, though. The YRC pushing you down. Brian floating above you. Red Mist go with those anti-airs, but just unfortunately doesn't have something that vertical that's fast enough. Going to get another throw here on that opposed setup. Brian having this meter building up as well. You got to be careful because you can't take too much more damage against this Zato one. Spending the super because we can afford to, right? We're about to get 50 back despite that penalty. Red Mist going to need the fight back here.
But another drill to keep the sequence going here. Brian maintaining strong and bringing us to a game 5. And you mentioned it, Jeek, you know, basically almost had 50 already. So even with that Mito penalty, just got it here. Once they got to that corner, keep sequence going, not able to quite get out. And those drills just catching, I should say, Red Mist on their way out. Maybe catching some jump frames or something, but really, really good stuff here. ThirstoFive, love to see it. And nothing, I expect anything less from the level of caliber. And we're seeing a switch here, actually. Red Mist bringing out the Johnny now to fight this Zato. Get better of a kind of mid-screen game plan with those misfiners here. You know, and obviously Drunkard Shade was getting a lot of value there for Brian in against the Kai.
And you see Brian already ready, threatening that preemptive 6P here. Red Mist. Gonna see what we can do here. I think we came in the room on the Johnny, which caught me off guard. I didn't realize Red Mist had one in the back pocket, but here it is here in game 5. Brian going to have to adjust here. Red Mist dancing around this Eddie a bit. The threat of that oppose, able to fight back with that misfiner, but a counter hit here on that 2S. Brian got you in the corner with a throw bait as well. No burst spent yet. Brian trying to bait it though, it looks like.
And I love that, using that RC just to get a little bit more time for that Eddie meter to build back in. Chases out the backdash there with the throw. Another backdash again. Red Mist Shade, I'm not respecting your pressure. Now you got to hold these Johnny 50-50s. PRC to get the guaranteed card out. Doesn't scale it too much here again. Going to put it out with that J super through the wall. Get a bit of positive rolling in, but not gonna be a whole lot of meter, and we are at full burst right now here, but at least keeps the pressure going, which sometimes against a character like Zato, you want to keep them blocking, make sure they have to fight out a little more naturally. But the empty low doing so much work. Simply 5D into the RC, but actually gets bursted before Super's gonna come out, gonna stop that chomp from coming in. No dinner time here for Eddie with the deep low to come in. Piercy's coming out. Immediate burst answering back from Brian. And then simple run up into the 6K. Actually going to clip and chasing out the backdash here. Brian feeling that Red Mist did not want to interact. And out of nowhere now, Brian is now on set point.
Yeah, insanely close round right there. But Brian making this comeback. Red Mist. I like what we're doing here with that stance cancel here on the oppose. Fighting back here against this Zato. The oppose is coming out though, and this time getting rewarded with an anti-air combo. Brian unfortunately dropping there on the frog, but still keeping this Johnny towards that corner. Red Mist still trying to fight out, using that PRC to cheat forward, but Brian keeping you down.
Yeah, I think Brad was really looking for a 6P and got clipped there by the JH on the way in. Another Sun Void here to keep this Eddie healthy bar alive again. Gets to the unsummon into the resummon again. One more mix be enough to do it. Loving cancel into the super should be enough. Actually tried to break with the 6H, not able to do it here. Five back again. PRC's off. That would have killed your last patch, but the PRC could at least stop. Give Remus one more time to go. Positive is rolling in here. A few Insengas to take him out of the sky. Nothing gonna quite connect, but the Zato mobility going so crazy right now. Eddie able to make it past the misfinder and take Brian through on a reverse sweep, and 3-2 is the way we do it.
She's got fans, bro. When I put Fubuki in the thumbnail, that video goes crazy. So here we go. We got her on screen. We're in this top 8 qualifier out here. Let's see what we got.
Here we go. Jam, an incredibly strong character, a bit stubby in the normal department, but great speed and a lot of ways to alter movement, mostly based on your air approaches, and an early bait on that burst gonna stop you, and you're kind of seeing a bit of the blender that this character can put you through. So many of her tools keep her, in very safe stuff, so a lot of stagger pressure goes very far, but 2H gets spaced perfectly there with that 2-3-6H. Great stuff to QueenKoa, answering, getting a great start to this first round right now. And Testamen's gonna have to kind of keep this character out, who really just wants to bulldoze you down and keep you guessing with those special moves.
Oh my god, that teleport to actually dodge that stun dipper entirely. Crazy stuff. You see QueenKoa trying to force her way in with that flip kick, but Fubuki teleporting back and forth. Man, you really gotta respect this Testament out here, trying to pull up with that 2K. Nice blocks here from QueenKoa, trying to cheat forward as well, but that stain on you gets it away with that 2-3-6-H, tries to catch her with that BRC fuzzy, but amazing defense from Fubuki. Unfortunately, getting counter hit here.
Yeah, and getting that 6H ender does allow you to get that full stock build with just that hold 2-2 special. Oh, spends it again there. Maybe not. I'm looking for potential frame trap utilization with it. I will say one annoyance with playing Jam is if you are looking to do like run momentum into a low, a lot of times the input reader will take it as a 2-2 input, and we are seeing this super is so good at punishing from a horizontal distance. Covers a lot of space there. Doesn't quite go as vertical as the old hitbox looks, but 2K gonna be bursted immediately from Fubuki. Not a lot of health bar to work with right now. Cannot get hit anymore by QueenKoa's Jam. Finds a way through, ends up blocking on that air 2-3-6, coming down, sends out the puffball one more time to take it out, and chases in the sky with that dragon kick here. You have to be so careful if you press something in the air against this move, because boy, oh boy, is it a jump scare.
I do like what Fubuki was doing there with that PRC, keeping that bar slash check safe. But you're right, man. You got to be careful about that. Was it Ryujin, the 2-3-6K there?
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that one, man. QueenKoa definitely gonna use it, especially with RC to try to catch you off guard. Guys, I got some real quick shout outs. Exclamation point Maturino to keep claiming those codes. I already see y'all doing it. We're up to $53 here in the prize pool. That's thanks to y'all claiming those codes. And also, we uploaded a video today from last week's VOD. Exclamation point YouTube. You can check out the past VOD and this one. And if you're watching there right now, hello, what's going on? Comment your favorite character here in the new patch. Would love to hear who you guys are playing. I've personally been enjoying my Leo flip kick. Fubuki trying to get out of that corner, but QueenKoa with that enhanced Ryujin sending you through.
It did so much damage. That was 6P and one special move, and it hit Fubuki for almost half of their life bar. This character is dealing last season's level of damage here. Great stuff to QueenKoa, just looking so unstoppable with this pick. And once again, you kind of see it, right? Like, Jam doesn't necessarily have the longest reaching options. Can definitely send it with some of her specials there, though they are fairly unsafe on block. But, when she gets these normals in your face, she has such safe pressure. Your ability to work around this here. Good block on that overhead arbiter. Fubuki taking that space, move a little bit back. Gets a little pickup here. Ooh, not quite a full conversion. I know it was a lot easier of a combo to hit in last patch. Builds up the stop sign wall. I love the teleport to keep the sequence to pick up going here. Gets the route we're looking for. Said nerfs can't stop me here. Fubuki getting the route they need and getting around on the board here in this game too.
Yo, I'm clipping that. My God. Yo, Fubuki doing some cool stuff out here. I mean, you got to give it to QueenKoa, though. She's quick on her feet, getting around these unholy divers, getting around these projectiles. Getting caught by that low, though, right there. Getting the jump in after, blocking out this sequence from Fubuki, trying to get through, but the parry comes out. Definitely not overrepresented from QueenKoa, finding those spare times to bring it out here. Nice PRC to try to keep yourself safe from both players, but this Testament just locking you down. I love that scoot up, though.
That command dash is such a strong tool here. Has to spend up the burst. I'm going to go through the wall. 50 just being built up by QueenKoa as well, but Knockdown going to come in here. Fubuki gets full space. Teleports there. Actually ends up catching out the 2-3-6-H. Ready to bait out the burst here. Fubuki played that sequence as perfectly as they needed to be able to cinch out that other round and put a game on the board for themselves here. And you're just kind of seeing it, right? Like, the reward for Testament's hits are down but you can still play this character in a lot of this strong, you know, sequencing way. The left right still exists. Getting some of those meaty crows are still out there and available. You know, double stain will help you do more damage sometimes. That's cool. But, you know, like this character still is pilotable, and I'm happy with seeing top level Testament still pulling up here.
I mean, yeah, if you're trying to learn Testament, bro, Fubuki, she's who you need to watch. Go to YouTube, Fubuki Testament. Watch any set you find. A lot over there will be on the Jeekly, you know, hint, hint, wink, wink. QueenKoa keeping you back here. Both players spending that burst, trying to be careful here on that stain. Good blocks on these Arbiters, but it's going to be that 2H counter hit and confirm here from Fubuki. Going to send you through, pulling the girls. Oh, actually, no, going for just Unholy Diver. Getting that stain and keeping that meter.
Yeah, and I wondered if the Super wasn't actually going to be able to connect at that point, so end up just going for the Fireball. Ooh, tries to trade out potential backdash, but not able to quite get a full punish. QueenKoa a little bit low in the health bar department, but good a 5p anti-air. Then clip out, able to get close enough to get that 5k into 6H. Just goes for the teleport mix, says no need to send out the Succubus Super. And I'm kind of curious like what the choice is of that. Maybe it's the burst choice build up. Maybe it's a concern about it not connecting, but I know they did speed up the startup, or essentially the travel distance of the Succubus Super in this version, but 236H from the sky, gonna send Fubuki here to this corner, traps it out, tries to send it out again with that Ryujin. RC to keep themselves plus at least, but another back that's gonna be chased out from, sends out 6H, but we are blocking, it looks like. Oh, not able to punish with the charge, held 5D. Fortunate, but gets a 6p knockdown then. I love actually canceling into the command dash here, but frame traps it into that 6H. Big damage coming through, cuts into that wall, puts him through the wall with the stock super then. QueenKoa answering back so well in the second year, but throws out the low, wasn't able to make it meaty.
Yo, great reactions there from Fubuki with that throw, man, but like how Queen is just fighting here in the corner, being patient, but still holding up, doesn't want to get caught away. I love the air special there from Queen, able to bait out that throw or at least get away from it and then even up the rounds here, man. We are slugging back and forth, and this Testament's moving quick too with these teleports, dancing all around, moving just as fast as Jam is.
Yeah, you have to play elusive when you have these characters who are just running at you full speed, trying to take you out in the process. Great trade there and keeps the combo going. There we go. Succubus Super coming out, putting the stain on again through the wall. Look at this chunk of damage here. All of this from a trade hit, by the way. Great starter here. Fubuki has to spend out that burst here. QueenKoa finds the way in, blocks out the low. All the overheads, 2 overs is blocked, but the low's going to clip out again. Gets that 236 in his hands, brings out the 236k buff instead, but a simple 5 the 5H going to answer back. Fubuki up another game now. 2-1 here. QueenKoa definitely finding a lot of ways to, you know, at least get Fubuki to have to keep moving around, but like the elusiveness of this character, oh, it's 2S actually got clipped up there. 5H sealed out the game, I should say. But yeah, you know QueenKoa definitely, you know, showing that like this Jam character can definitely do it, gets the right hit, you know, can definitely make you hurt for it. Yeah, but good defense and a solid game plan can get you around so much in Guilty Gear.
There's that Axel. I called it, Ganyan. You can't tell me I was wrong. And this is a character you definitely got to respect here in this new patch. We're talking about characters that, you know, aren't doing so hot. Axel definitely on the map right now. And QueenKoa, low-key one of the best, man. Of course, we know it for that album. We've been seeing that Jam, but you know, mark my words, y'all. You got to look out for Queen's Axel. That being said, Fubuki right now definitely putting on a show here. Going to be able to go into that Succubus Super, linking into that air hit and the 5D right here. Keeping that stain applied still, but the YRC buys you out of the corner.
Yeah, and I love that choice. Getting the OTG hit, which was not going to pop the stain for you. Actually got double stain set up, so got cleared off with that YRC here, but Fubuki, pretty much all Fubuki for that first round here, finding themselves now on set point. Still gets that meaty crow to actually still clip on the way down. Oh, but an immediate burst being blocked out here. This is QueenKoa's chance to come back in this set. Clips out with that new low here. Used to be a command grab. Now he's got guard crush. I don't know what vision we were looking at, but it's certainly vision for Axel. One vision, maybe even. Good clip out here again. Fubuki just not ready to fight out of this sequence. guessing wrong in all the options. QueenKoa doing a great job answering back here. We're already at a round apiece then. Fubuki just still needs one more to potentially take this set. So far, looking all Fubuki all the way, gets that IED pressure in, builds it out. When will the Crow come in here again? They're just stained up. Wang is Axel allowed to fight out. Hope QueenKoa is ready.
Nice stuff here. Queen does get a chance to get out of that corner, and you do have that burst in the back pocket, but Fubuki has been looking for it with some of these baits. Gonna get it weaved out here, dancing around that super jump to try to get away from that Ren-Sen scoop. QueenKoa very patient here with these normals. Does not want to get whiff punished here by Fubuki, who's been on top of it. The PRC to try to get this mix going. Fubuki actually with the danger from holding back, but it's going to pay off with that anti-air, finishing off with 6H. Fubuki moves on to top 8. So here we go, guys. Rolling into this top 8 qualifying match. It's going to be Lasagna Slayer on the Venom up against MacMens pulling up on the Anji.
Yeah, we've seen Lasagna put a lot more time into this Venom here, and Venom, a character who saw some kind of minor improvements coming into this version, but didn't get anything too new. Actually kind of lost Slayer in the process, but MacMens here showing kind of some of the new Anji routes as well, getting advantage of now whenever you do a held Fujin, you kind of get an enhanced version of the follow-ups now. You know, the overhead now giving a bounce that can be RC to keep the combo going. You know, Nagiha now being a safe poke, essentially, that pushes him out and keeps him -3 along the process. So, MacMens going to make themselves over here. Clips out to get enough then, but I'm pretty sure Dark Angel might still be going. Okay, does actually go away here towards the end. And there's that good spacing. PRC, keep the sequence going. The air hit as well again. Ooh, simple, close touch, and we were ready for it. I love that recognition. Spends the meter to guarantee the checkmate then. Lasagna spending the burst just to get baited. No worse feeling in Guilty Gear.
Unfortunate stuff right there. Lasagna Slayer, though, not a player that tilts, man. Takes that one on the chin, is going to keep moving on. Looking good here with that cross-up, but MacMens was ready to block out that JD, using this FD to try to keep this Venom back at least a bit. The ball actually triggering the spin, so had to hold that koi there for a second. Dude, this Venom pressure is insane. Nice stuff. MacMens unfortunately getting caught right here, and still in this corner, Lasagna with the empty hop low sends you through.
Yeah, MacMens spending so much of his meter to just try to keep FD and Lasagna out, and Lasagna just kind of running strong pressure to cover any potential options then, even despite getting FD'd out, even doing a couple dash cancels then to keep themselves closer after their cancels then. Lasagna's there just looking so well-rounded on what they want to do as is Venom, but a great 6P by MacMens, pushing Lasagna all the way to this corner, gets that delayed 5D, and able to combo into the falling butterfly with the bird as well. Great recognition of taking advantage of Anji's full kit here. Good 2P after that jump in, just to make sure we put out a normal, be able to connect. Sends out with the Fujin. Another RC here. And yeah, at this point, you know, it's like you could give it to MacMens, but maybe you don't want to. Maybe that's your victory for this first game, despite not getting a 1 in your side of the column here. But like, I'll take this burst of me to the grave. I feel that.
Yeah, man. I'm at least not going to let you bait it. But I mean, let's be fair, right? MacMens with the perfect string right there, 100 meter, could threaten the jump cancel on any of those close slashes. So definitely had you in the checkmate. Lasagna Slayer bouncing off the stand there for a second. Of course, I personally know Lasagna Slayer for the Goldlewis. Surely y'all have seen him around there on that character. But no, we're committing to the Venom. I love that. Like what we're seeing. Reminder, this is a top 8 qualifying match out here, so a lot on the line, I'd say. But still committing to that Venom, looking good with it too. But this is MacMens we're talking about, one of the strongest players in the scene. Gonna get bursted back here.
We also got a few free pool balls as well. Look at all of the H carcass put on pool balls, and so much to work with here on the screen. I actually like that. You know, knowing that like in this matchup, like Anji of course has to run at you, right? So much time you're kind of being allowed here to build up this armada of when you want to spend it. Actually makes it through with the parry and gets it close enough to get the wall break here. An absolute best case scenario for MacMens. Good IBFD to push this Anji out. A little bit of space, but gonna get chased in the air. Had to block the second hit of Ko, so Guard Crush coming in. Overhead being blocked out, but we were ready for the potential fall with the close slash, but still get clipped by the Faust on the way in. Sends it out. How many overheads will it be? MacMens not quite at the ready, but a back throw putting you back into this corner. You work so hard to get out, and a 5D into the RC, sealing it out here. MacMens pressure looking so good, and Lasagna found ways to get out of the corner there just to get put back in. Definitely a rough situation as a zoner against a character like Anji.
And MacMen's not afraid to just block it out here and then pull out that 2P of Despair and Doom. Great stuff, MacMens. Taking you down the screen. Good backdash there from Lasagna Slayer. Checking back with that 2P. And I love how we scooped that ball back with 6K, and then we're ready to use it to fight back up here. Gonna get this Dark Angel out. MacMen's caught there in the air by that ball setup, though. Dude, Lasagna Slayer already one step ahead. Gonna send you through here with this super.
Yeah, incredible routing and using that ball to essentially catch that guaranteed jump up tech there. Oh my gosh, but hey, it lost 2 active frames, but you know, it still feels like it's active just as long. Definitely a good tool, good utilization of that Anji parry, working so well against projectiles. 2H, keep ourselves plus, and going in, backdashing and get out of the Anji pressure, but still stuck in this corner. Dark Angel, save this. Please, please hold me from having to play neutral against this terrible dancing man. And Lasagna Slayer putting a round on the board, throwing themselves here. But a bit of a rough start so far, getting hit by that counter hit, far slash to start us out again. Been into another ball, so has to kind of stop the sequence after. Lasagna having a lot of control so far here, but is down this full burst. This is rough spot to be in against Anji. IBFD get a little bit of space. No ability to actually be able to punish so far. Sets up those pool balls again, but the spin is just holding so much of this pressure at bay. But the anti-air fireball coming in has to get the burst out of MacMens already.
Yeah, Mac does not want to be stuck in the corner here against his Venom with meter. Lasagna getting a chance to get these balls out, being able to set out this 2-step neutral, but that also gives MacMens the chance to spin. I gotta say, Lasagna Slayer's doing a good job of checking it, though. The YRC gets you this anti-air. MacMens pulls up, uses those 2H plus frames, trying to see if Lasagna Slayer wanted to do that reversal, but gets a chance to get this Dark Angel. Unfortunately, MacMen's going to be able to jump right over it and then catch you here with this spin mix, but the deflect shield pushes you back.
Oh, they did not commit, end up backing off, then not trying to have to RPS with Anji after. Will they fish or not? You're going to at least get the hard knockdown, then get the meaty ball option, then delay 2K, but the throw tech was ready for the sequence. Chases with the JS, getting the dash cancel. Unfortunately, drops the combo, able to pick it up after, though. That route was definitely going to be dead if we could have finished the whole thing, but at least able to keep the sequence going. Keep Lasagna having to guess, and the right hit was what we got there. This JS from Anji, such a kind of like not talked about button very often with this character, not really known for like, you know, his quote-unquote strong air normals, but JS incredibly versatile. His JK also very good. JH has a lot of, you know, utility now in combo routing, and still kind of has some, you know, meaty safe jump options as well. So, you know, Anji, despite losing a lot, you know, some damage in this version of the game, I think plays this version of the game so well here. Lasagna is coming so close. You're seeing these back and forth, a lot of mix coming in here, but MacMen's just blocking it out and kind of like out rewarding, you know, Lasagna in these trades.
I like how what we're doing with these Q5s, though. I've been seeing a lot here from Lasagna Slayer. The lockdown MacMens here getting a lot of, you know, using that respect that we have here in these block strings to use these Q5s that keep fighting back here against Mac. We got you in the corner here, trying to get out of it. FD blocking you a bit. No player having to spend that burst quite yet. I like that 5K to check your spin here. MacMen's actually getting chipped down. We're below half HP without spending that defensive mechanic. And Lasagna Slayer here with 100 meters, so we're in a pretty good spot.
Absolutely has to get the burst sped out here. Spends the first 50 here on this Dark Angel. Mac doing a great job to kind of super jump and ID to get out of that sequence. But unfortunately, jump yourself right into the corner. Honestly, that's probably worth 50 to me. How's Lasagna? Will MacMen spend out this burst? At least not for this sequence here. Lasagna, so much health for MacMen to have to chew through. But Ko is a good place to get started. They're not able to quite connect it. Tries to send it out with that sliding low, but a 2K answering back here. Lasagna had to spend the burst, but was able to get around on the board. Trying to retreat back here at the start here, but this Anji 6P feel like it was meant to snipe that H carcass out of the sky, or say the air carcass.
Yeah, MacMen's not afraid to use that approaching 6P. Oh, okay, but a lot of free time to get those set play established. MacMens does still get our way in with that 2P. Lasagna Slayer just simple air dash out of the corner, but this Anji not going to let you get away with murder, right? Chasing you down here, 100 meter as well, trying to spin through these projectiles, but Lasagna Slayer keeping you down, keeping you grounded. MacMens does get these stray hits though, and with that 100 meter, the mix is on the horizon, but the YRC pushes you back.
Yeah, but included by that Q5 there, also hit by the JD overhead. No burst being spent right yet, but 100 meter here for MacMens to work with. And an RC to keep the sequence going. Here's CC Lasagna willing to spend this burst. Probably not against Anji, a character that definitely you may not get a chance to see another burst if you spend it here. We're keeping both sides. MacMens now on set point to move into that winner's side of top 8. Lasagna will see if they can at least answer back and keep the set from being a 3-0 right now. But in this round 3, MacMens already pushing Lasagna to this corner. Fujin Casino is at the ready, tries to bait out a burst there with that early cancel, but not going to quite bite at this point. We've got both of his balls, holding out a bit of space here again, not getting hit by that Q5 late frame trap here, but good recognition. Actually got a 2K, was that 2K into 6H because of the counter hit, ends up comboing. Recognition here so far, but MacMens able to find it. YRC going to stop this ongoing onslaught, spending all 100 of our meter to make MacMens block.
Oh, nice stuff. RoboKai sending you through this hard knockdown. Gonna back you up, but not gonna have 50 for a minute here. MacMen spending that 50 that we had on a parry to push it back. And now it's either player's game here. MacMens, of course, does have that burst advantage with that run-up 6P. We're threatening it as well, but the Nagiha closes it out. Good showing on that Venom, but MacMens moves on the winner side, top 8.
Let's get to it. Anji versus Goldlewis. Secretary of Defense versus a man with a bunch of fans, magical fans at least. So let's see what kind of magical action Anji can make it so far here. Red, a little bit of the skies, but a good 2P. Anji's favorite button on pressure, on defense. Whenever they can press it, they're doing it. Goldlewis kind of sharing that in common with that crouching punch normal here. This pressure looking so good for MacMen. Just delay staggers here, trying to catch it out. And I love this choosing just to not interact. Like, yes, Red gets himself out of that corner for that drone, but not having to play around drone RPS is so nice an option here. But keeping that 50 going through the wall here. Positive bonus going to be rolling in pretty darn quickly here because we didn't spend any meter to do breaking that wall. Fuzzy jumps there to block it out. Why? Blue actually gets a BRC then. Not sure if intentional or not. Maybe looking for a YRC, but able to take advantage of those extra frames from the slowdown. But the throw after the fan toss here puts a round on the board for MacMens.
That throw catching you off guard. MacMens looking good with that. The burst to send you back right away. Red looking good here, back with our BTs. That counter hit 2S. Nice combo confirmed here from Red. Got you jailed down with that drone. Good reactions from Mac, but maybe a little early on that backdash. Red calling it out with this BT. Needs only one more stray hit to close out this round, especially with all that meter. If you give Red too much space, a burn it down is going to be in your future. There it is.
You called it indeed. Tries it out with the JH, but tries to chase in. Not able to keep it going. 2P just to stop any potential follow-up options, and the laser sealing it out. Then great stuff to Red, taking advantage of that super strong super in this Goldlewis toolkit here. Gets able to jail them down, clips them out with that far slash. 2H keeping themselves burst safe, and a great route here and punish from MacMens, putting Red through this wall. No access to the burst likely in this round here. Maybe can live long enough to get access to a deflect shield. Gets a good hit on that counter hit far slash. The reward is so much lower in this version, but the pressure keeps on going again. Good IB going to the fan toss, sends it out. RC to follow it up. We can finish the food. We'd have to kill it here. We actually drop the combo to super catch. We end up pressing 2P. This is such a ridiculous to be in right now. It's trying to spend the gold burst, but 2P again. 2P giveth and taketh away, but at least giveth MacMen the first game here. Oh, a bit of a spaghetti there, but did find the way.
Nice stuff there. Red was fighting back here, gotta say. That gold burst meta feels like in this new season, it can be hard to contest. It's a very hard mechanic to try to bait out. So Red just going for that safe jab 2P. MacMen's getting away with that defensive mechanic, gets that free wake up, so to speak, pushes you back. Gonna go into the second game with a lead. We'll see what we got going on here. RedIAmNot seeded to take out this whole tournament. Of course, was our last week's winner and was the winner 2 weeks before that. MacMens, a many-time champion in the Jeekly as well. So, unfortunately, they have to play here in the first round of winners, but they're putting on a show.
Great spacing here by Red. Gets that 2S, at least on that first hit. Second hit being picked up then. Gonna force MacMens to spend the burst here. Gets a bit of a clash then, but actually spinning after that 6P. Now we're going to push this Goldlewis all the way through the wall here. Spends the RC out a little bit on the earlier, so be able to get at least past that 50 point pretty quickly here. But can build it up as well. No charged overhead, so not able to keep the combo going with an RC after, but a good throw tech here. Stops Red to be able to get that knockdown they're looking for. Bit of a whiffed air taunt there. Not a good for pickup them. Trying to go for that new route. Anji getting access to loops now with his 2H here. And I love that. Tried to send it out, but I think that was a full laser. It's a little bit too active, unfortunately. But the behemoth being swung through doesn't care about your deflect shield. Doesn't finish the route to keep Rackman stuck in this corner. Super going to be coming through. Even, I think, with the 1080 spin is going to be enough to kill. It is. Crushes those guts along the way. And RedIAmNot taking that first round.
Nice stuff here, blocking out with that FD. Red holding on to that security, not getting a chance to pull out that drone quite yet. Of course, we like using it for the security cancels also. But Mac right now just doing some good stuff with those Fujins. I like that. That was a very delayed cancel into the overhead. Red getting caught by this other overhead right now. Just trying to keep this Anji back off of you. I like that MacMens doesn't always commit to the cancel, right? Always, sometimes just going for the green Fujin and seeing what you want to do. Look at this, man. Just trying to say Red or not, do something.
I love this like spacing there. Like you're trying to like, you know, give your opponent to think that like, oh, I'm just going to keep putting out the Fujins, but stopping early can really keep your opponent guessing here. Red not willing to send out some of those fuzzy buttons, and I feel like MacMens is just trying to run this really delayed pressure to catch out some of this unfortunate timing. A good 2P to fight out here again. Gets a good spacing from that 6H. Does a little bit of the large man Johnson, but is not able to connect here. No punish coming out, though. Oh, actually gets a 5H anti-air, but no full combo pickup after. Good 5P press. Keeping Red stuck in this corner. The reward a little bit low, but great spacing so far. Tries to send out with that behemoth. Gonna spin on right through. Unfortunately, gonna get worked to this corner. Does not want to be in that corner. Sends up the YRC, but a good answering back here by Red. Force MacMens to spend out that burst right now. One more drone, potentially able to do it. Far slash, not be able to connect, not be able to get punished either as well. Now get to keep their turn. Throws out the Fujin. Some spacings there, definitely an option you can be able to do. Does block the overhead here again. Might be going to come out. PRC keeps the low going again. Burst being spent back immediately. These players are trading every resource to be able to take this round back. Red finding out the space. Behemoth gets the pickup that they're looking for and puts the game on the board for themselves. We got one apiece.
Man, that 2H getting the finish is always so cinematic. Great stuff there. Red with a good combo here in the corner to finish off MacMens. I like how we're checking with that 5P though here. Just like trying to say, hey, what do you want to do after that spin? Catching your backdash though. You always got to be careful, man, when you're trying to backdash away from your opponent, but you're already to the wall, back to the wall right there. Red taking advantage of that situation, looking good with that whiff punish, and now we're going here into game 3. Strong, confident round starts here with these 5Ks, but Red getting the first lick.
Great IBFD actually pushing Red into that corner off the sequence. The 2K going to be able to clip then. They have these like FD kind of like drift cancels here. Red trying to get a little bit of extra space from these jumps, not able to quite find it, but the 5D RC gonna come in here and at least force Red to spend out this burst. MacMens is choosing to not interact with this drone. Definitely recommend that here. It doesn't have to go into negative to be able to do it, but a far slash counter hit, getting a great start here for Red so far. One more hit will be enough, more than enough to do it, I believe. Churn it out again, send him down through the sky with that coffin here. And this round going RedIAmNot's way. So much of the spacing, and I'm loving a lot of these intentional kind of like resets to not break the wall until we're sure it's definitely going to kill. Definitely an incredible recognition of where this version is at, but a battle of 2Ps, and Anji going to come out ahead with the reversal throw, back throw, incident, 5D RC. Who needs the meter, actually? The drone has it for me.
Oh, I like that threat with the JD. Try to go for an air throw potentially there. Maybe another JD potentially. MacMens whiffing that code there, but does get a counter hit here on this far slash. I like how I mean, you have to respect that 2K, bro. It was MacMens who got the combo, but then just a little bit of patience, Red immediately wakes up with that 2K. I like that we're checking here in the air as well. Don't want to let MacMens get too comfortable there. That full screen BT gonna minigun you back. Mac spending a little bit of that tension, so doesn't have the 50 yet. Of course, does get it here. Both players is blocking out the PRC check with the 2S, trying to get a stray hit, but Red gets the burst from MacMens here.
Hard way to go. Oh, this was an air block on that overhead, so doesn't have to spend the meter to keep themselves plus. Because you're going to come through. Judge is jumping out then, but the 2P was ready. Red was looking for potential always out, and we had enough security to keep the Skyfish going. Burr and answering back with a game themselves. I am so impressed. That was enough to kill there, but that multi-hitting move, so good at chunking through characters that have these high guts values. I mean, it's like, I saw that it could kill, but I'm like, there's no way. And I think there's about 2 more bullets left in the chamber to be able to do it. Great stuff to RedIAmNot getting a game here. 1 more game will have them moving forward in the bracket.
Showing some Guilty Gear footsies out here. Very patient. Throwing out these 2S's, throwing out the far slashes. MacMen's going to get that first catch on the backdash. Red, however, with this JH counter hit, going to put this Anji back into the corner. Good fight out from MacMens. Got that Nagiha pickup as well. Good block on the overhead. Red with some good defense, but Mac staying on top of you with this Anji, getting anti-aired as well. MacMen's doing a good job keeping this Goldlewis down.
Yeah, this time stuck at least more to us to his corner. The left field can push back a little bit far, but able to spend out with that drone here. Can't quite fight the way out, but a great shimmy here. Ever see a big man shimmy you this hard? Great routing so far by Red. Putting MacMens through this wall. Look at the damage going through on there. 100 meter to work with now for MacMens. Getting the right hit should be enough to potentially even do it here. Got a 60 kind of an awkward combo. Not a lot of damage coming through. 100 meter on the side of Red as well. Both these players have so much to work with. The burst being spent. The burst classic from the Goldlewis into that the burner down laser. Didn't have access to a very large Skyfish here. I'm gonna get the burst out from MacMens again. MacMens so close to having access to 50. And I think if we can finish our food, get a 2H to be our hit we're looking for. Not able to fully connect. Not close up to that corner. Actually gonna end up whiffing. Not a lot of meter left here. Chipping down any hiccup to do it. 15 seconds left. And they just had enough. Got to about halfway through security. Red now on set points.
Oh my god, man. Just getting gunned down, taking away all that meter, still almost chipped you out despite the FD, and then just finishing you off with the last rounds in the chamber. RedIAmNot pulling out that gun, saying, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. MacMens, however, is able to hop in here, trying to bait out the reversal, but Red with a good fuzzy mash actually takes the turn back here. Deflect shield does not want to guess on that BRC fuzzy. Good defense here from Red.
Love that, like these like PRC cancels into these 2S's have just not really been hitting. Red playing so patient and recognizing the meter that MacMens is working here. Blocking out here. Good block so far by MacMens on these overhead, but then finally an overhead behemoth coming in. MacMens starting to feel the pressure of how close they are to losing it, but a few more overheads is going to seal it out. RedIAmNot moving on to winners finals, taking it 3-1 over MacMens. You know him on the Faust, and of course ThirstoFive here on the Eno. Oh, Potemkin snow map though. Come on, y'all.
Hey, I think this was one of the maps that got optimized, so better than seeing Large Canyon for the 100th time, right? But I think this matchup also can be pretty good for Faust to be able to crouch under some of those, hover dashes here from Eno. Also, you can get under some of those projectiles as well. So we'll see what Lurry is going to show us off when it comes to that. You got the mini Faust that can keep you down here in the corner. The YRC gets spent, but ThirstoFive seeing, hey, I still got to block out that little homie. Nice 5D Red RC mix here. It's going to be Lurry sending you through with the awesome route. Actually had enough time to eat as well. That was cool.
Yeah, Ian to be able to stick with the 2P there. Great recognition of how many frames you got to work with. Great pressure so far from Lurry. Going to be able to at least kind of exit safely with that golf club. Get punched there. Able to actually activate the mini Faust. And I love that navigation using the dive after into that throw here. Five doing a good job. Actually will spend that burst trying to fight back, but Faust able to hold on that teleport. send it down from the sky, and you spent that burst just to go into the next round without it. Lurry off to a great start here in this first game.
Oh, nice backdash there, trying to avoid that JD, but Lurry was already thinking about that one as well. Gets another snip, snip, snip on you. This time just going for that JD right off the bat. ThirstoFive not getting too crafty there with any backdashes. Just blocking it out the old-fashioned way, but that J2K Red RC going to be able to send you through here. That 5H with the trumpet in your back pocket as well. That item getting above, so actually not a bad item to pull out with Patui here. But the J2K trades with the sultry. The battle of the dive kicks. Faust comes out on top.
Yeah, you're just kind of seeing, like, you know, Thirst not able to quite find the knockdown. I'm looking forward to at least keep this Faust blocking. And, you know, Faust is able to play such an awkward version of neutral, being able to crawl underneath some of your moves, has access to this dive kick option again. And, of course, a various amount of items that you have to navigate around and be ready for. And Lurry definitely showing a masterclass in that comfortability, you know, eating certain options, kind of holding certain things for the sequences that they're looking for. But I'm sure Thirst can find hopefully the knockdown to answer back this odd Faust creature so far. But a bit of space here at the start of our second game. Keeping this Faust blocking is a great start. Then a bit of a 6H. I'm sure we're going to call out so far. But there is the burst right away from Thirst. And so far, Lurry looking in control, but it's clipped out here. Good chase on the backdash there using that chemical love, but gets underneath with that stroke. There's the burst being spent by Lurry, answering back here. There's at least looking a better sequence option, but this mini Faust, you know, tries to clip it on the way to be able to stop it, but just essentially once you activate it, you kind of know you have to stop.
Going to be able to go into this bone-crushing excitement. I don't think it's going to be enough to kill here. I mean, I don't know, commentator's curse? No, we do get to live on a pixel. So do have a chance to fight back here. Trying to bait us out on the wake up, but actually ThirstoFive able to get away from that throw attempt. But Lurry with the wake up 2K. A great answer to this Eno when she's right above you.
Yeah, so good. Such a good anti-airing tool. And the fireball gets stuffed there, sending out that hammer with the golf club. And being the spacing comfortability of being able to send that bomb and press after Lurry here, once again, showing you, I said, this masterclass on utilizing these items. You have to be able to answer back, but so far, the awkwardness gets the deck into the RC. Burst coming out here of Thirst so far again, but a far slash hit by Lurry. Not close enough to keep the combo going. It might have been enough to kill, but a little bit awkward to combo off of that Faust dive kick without meter behind it. It's a great dash cancel from the air to the throw. Backwards hitting JK to keep the sequence going here again. So one more dive kick as well, but the love bag was still active and blew up on block there. Lurry finding a way in that second game to get a pretty surprising round win. ThirstoFive here now down 0-2. We'll have to do a reverse sweep against one of the best Fausts to do it. Definitely not sequence you want to be. Find yourself, and there it is again. Thinking you'll be able to punish that landing, at least get them to block it, and the bomb blows up under your feet here. Hate to see it. Thursday in Chaz. SMH Faust carried. So true, gamer. Immediate burst here by Lurry, putting Thirst back to this corner here. Has to spit out the mini Faust as well. Mini Faust starts to work their way out, even if you get up again. Well, actually, he's able to jump over it. Works out pretty well for it, but unfortunately gets anti-aired, throws out a armada of goods he was going through, and actually gets a backwards hit on the follow-up sequence, then putting Lurry through there with a hard knockdown then. Big damage coming through. They're trying to keep Lurry from running any sequence. Spends the burst, is getting punished for the work. You had such a woke call-out, and now you're going through the wall for the sequence. He's got 50 meter to work with here, so one good hit could be enough to do it. Depends on the ability to get in. Pushing Faust to this corner. Lurry doesn't want to give this round to Thirst here. Spending out the burst themselves. Has to block out their own bomb here. They're going to come through with the Faust. Going to be able to clip, but not able to get the right cancel they're looking for. And Thirst finds a way, working Lurry back to this corner and puts a round on the board.
Man, nice stuff there on that throw. ThirstoFive getting a little comfortable there with that sultry on the round start, but getting another command grab lined up after. Got to hold that mini Faust here. The JD comes out, but the burst gets spent. ThirstoFive does a good job of fighting out of this corner here. The MLA getting crawled. Lurry getting a punish after taking it down the screen, but another back throw here from ThirstoFive.
Another MLA sends it out here with Chemical Love after great routing. A good chunk of damage getting the starter and then doing a cancel after, not having to subject yourselves from that same sequence here. Loving this routing choice, but Lurry still going to get access to that burst. Unfortunately, dashes their way into a 6P, getting pushed to this corner. Lurry keep themselves plus enough. Gonna be breaking through this wall. Good block on that cross through here. Gets this Faust back to full screen again, but teleporting coming in with that RC canceling out, but the patience from Thirst there puts a game on the board for themselves, punishes that golf club on block, and no 3-0 for this Demon Doctor here.
Man, ThirstoFive, I definitely don't envy them, right? We've been put through the ringer of weird characters, it feels like. Unfortunately, I had to play against a Potemkin earlier. You did make it out on top, but now you got to come out against this Faust bro, and it's Lurry. So it's not going to be an easy time out here trying to take out this monster character. In fact, you're going to deal with one of the best in the business. Going to burst you back here. You got that trumpet in the back pocket. Great stroke through the thrust there. Definitely a weird sentence out of context. Lurry throwing this bomb to get out of the corner. ThirstoFive keeping you down.
Is she going to come through, but not able to keep the combo going with the bomb behind her. At least get a bit of a hit, but a good fuzzy match here from Lurry. Tries it out with the 2H. But Thirst able to find the hit they're looking for. At least gives help plus to keep Lurry stuck in this corner again. I love the FRC cancel to at least get some of that meter back, and of course get a bit of a mix up there with a strike throw. That man, tries to do it again, but wake up super here is more than enough to kill. Lurry going down in this round despite kind of getting Thirst at least pushed to that corner. They're finally showing off that reversal super to fight back on this Faust. Tries to hold up over the weight, but the fireball, the note, going to get clipped for their troubles. Good chunk of damage, almost 50% going through that wall. And the positive be working so good for Lurry, but Thirst tries to take some space and move backwards here. Might get punished for their choice right now. Gonna be going through this wall here. No super knockdown. At least has a mini Faust at the ready though.
Oh my god, and baited the burst as well. Unfortunately, you had to do it with that hover dash back, so you didn't get too crazy of a punish, but at least you got this combo here in the corner. Lurry feeling that pressure, spends that YRC, does get a Patui out here with this mini Faust, preemptively with that 6P as well. I like that OTG super here, catching ThirstoFive off guard. All we wanted to do was throw a projectile, but Lurry had all that time to pull up after that 100-ton weight, threw you in the corner, and now we're on set point.
It can be so spooky unless you're really comfy with those timers for how the bombs are going to blow up, right? Trying to stop that run in, maybe with a normal, especially if the normal ends up, not clipping the bomb as well. So Lurry doing a great job. Of course, finds themselves on set point. Oh, an unfortunate whiff on the air grab attempt from Thirst, but a great 2H actually clips out, but doesn't get much of a punish for their work here. Lurry able to hold a bit of the space. Oh, Bombay actually ends up still clipping. Kicks it out. I love that Piercy at least put the bomb behind the Faust here, and I have to keep Lurry stuck in the sequence. Not gonna get clipped out again, but a 6P stops this on the way in, but whiffs the command grab. Great punish here so far, having stuck in the mini game, but a good 2K. Fuzzy just stops it, gets the command grab here again. Cross through on the mix. Great routing so far, pushes you all the way to this corner. One more hit can do it for Lurry to help them move forward. Thirst not able to quite find the hit that they are looking for as well. No burst on either side quite yet. After they keep it going, Deflect Shield stops it out. MLA gonna catch JS on the IED and ThirstoFive is taking us to a game 5.
ThirstoFive cooking here on this I mean, both players, of course, going down to the wire here. Could have been either's game. I like what we did here with that red RC on the Scarecrow. And then the 2K multi-hit, of course. Those multi-hits can be deadly against those deflect shields. So Lurry, with that dash momentum already behind us, was threatening that follow-up. But no, ThirstoFive was able to clench it out there in the last hit scenario. Look, actually, Lurry's name is that downward arrow, just like Crawl, if you if you didn't realize. But funny stuff as we go into this game 5. Both players putting on a show. We'll see who comes out on top.
counter blitz moment, the new mechanic that you don't get to see very often. A lot of times you don't get used to even doing the input when you're looking for it there with Wild Assault's removal, but if let's jump out, it's not end up getting clipped by that stroke, then gonna get that 2H to get 2 guaranteed item sets. I love that JD attempt then to drop that empowered love bag with the afro. Great routing here so far from Lurry. Gonna put you through the wall, clip your ankles along the way. I should say the shins at this point here. Hard knockdown gonna be coming in. What are we gonna be doing there? Simple IED into that JD from the Faust. Not able to connect the scalpel then, but the far touch gonna at least clip, then sends out the full screen command grab, potentially to even call out another one of those scarecrows into the RC, but not getting any true value out of it. Lurry's so comfortable playing the spacing, recognizes, gets the 5K anti-air and a beautiful route. It's gonna help them get on set point once again.
Spouse cooking, man. But that stroke getting bursted right back. Lurry doesn't want to give you any chance to feel yourself out here. That mini Faust catching you on the return, and we're getting a combo off of it too. Great stuff there from Lurry. Got to hold this 100-ton weight after. ThirstoFive going to be sent through this corner, and that was a massive item eat there from Lurry. Going to see what we can do here with this Batui follow-up, but ThirstoFive getting caught by that dive kick.
Oh, so spooky to be in. Willing to spend out that meteors to guarantee, essentially, you know, kind of guarantee the respect enough to get the command grab after, but this mobility is so good from Faust, and the bomb, there was a second bomb still active. You may have diffused the first one, but the second one was there to cover it. Then great stuff to Lurry, pulling the right item out of their hat and takes it 3-2 over ThirstoFive. The other side of our losers side of the Jeekly 94 bracket, we're going to have QueenKoa on the Jam, Classified on the Giovanna. Two characters that I think that played this version of Guilty Gear so damn well. And let's see what the players have to show us so far.
Oh, I mean, both of these characters are going to be shimmying around, moving quick here on the screen. Classified with that step dash, QueenKoa with a very juiced back dash, but Classified actually with the anti-air 5K taking you down screen. Here come these throws. That BRC fuzzy that Classified loves going for. Good defense from Queen. She's going to get a chance to try to fight out of this corner, but there it is again, this time blocking the overhead. Queen with some great defense.
Oh yeah, great option. Take advantage of that parry. Blocks through on the cross up then, but a little bit tough to pick up. Counter hit routing keeps the sequence going a little bit longer. Can see ID keep it plus. Got a little bit of BRC mix of our own and goes for that sliding low. Being able to still combo off of the hit here. And I love seeing QueenKoa try to give class a little bit of their own medicine. But a good BRC down. Not able to hit it. Spends out that burst. QueenKoa wanting this round. One good hit, able to do it, but a great space 2D by Classified. Gonna cinch out that route and a big burst advantage as well.
Nice stuff here with that dog kick. Queen blocking this overhead, but the fast RC lets us keep the pressure up. Classified catching you here as well. Taking this jam all around town, man. Oh, unfortunately couldn't get that wall break with the dog dart, so it has to spend the burst to get away from the corner.
Yeah, but a far slash counter going to be able to clip then. Class find a way to keep this route going here. And I like this choice, even though you're spending a meter a little bit closer to the end to be able to get that stick. Positive bonus at least working in your favor for that burst meter right now. Gets access to that first buff. Takes advantage of that immediate bump to the speed and clips it with the 5H here. Classified taking a pretty strong game one. I think you put so much damage there on the board, despite some kind of routing changes that Giovanna got forced to in this version. Let's see how we're going to adjust so far. We have a back off here from Class. Tries an anti-air option, but that delayed 2-3-6S here from QueenKoa. Going to keep Class, push this corner, force out that burst immediately. Get you guessing, but a flip kick actually going to do it. I thought they said this move was bad, but Class here bringing it out, keeps QueenKoa guessing. I like using that dragon kick just to get out of the corner there with that pierce to keep it safe again. But the BRC mix coming in, multiple overheads, working this time. Going to first QueenKoa to burst.
We got you right back here. Classified going to send you through here. Getting as close as we can with that super. Not going to be enough to kill. Queen I've seen her come back from worse. She's got that 50 tension to fight with. Got some great defense. But the string, you know, you had good defense for 10 seconds, but the pressure lasted for 11. Classified was able to finish it off with that 5D. Great stuff.
Yeah, definitely like the attempt there. Normal hit 5H just gets that 2-1 4K after. And they get access to that 2-3-6 H, which allows the combo to keep going again. Unfortunately, flips in the corner. I'm not sure if that was an intentional micro walkout then, but the flip kind of ends up pushing themselves and a good chunk of damage and reward. 100-meter on the side, and the call out on the dragon kick. Gonna get 6P'd here. Now I have to deal with the classified mix. YRC gonna be able to stop it. The block on the low. QueenKoa spends the RC to keep the pressure going, keeping it fighting out with the safe normals here. Gonna try to but a good IBFD gets caught out then by their attempt with that far slash. That's into the throw. One more hit can be able to do it. Will come out, ends up whiffing on the anti-air and a back throw coming through. There is 50 from class right now. They keep the combo going. Keep the flip, does not press too hard, but not able to block the full sequence out. And class there showing that great spot to be able to press 5P to stop that and call out that flip, but it wasn't enough. QueenKoa after did not have the ability to keep that combo going. And of course, BRC mix coming in. You got to guess high or low after that first high. Great stuff to class. Just absolutely running a strong, well-rounded high-low mix. Once they get that 50-meter built up, the BRC value going crazy in this version.
I mean, especially the way that Classified likes to use it. You see multiple of those fuzzy setups around, and even with that backdash BRC getting taken out, you know, Classified still finds ways to use that mechanic. Both players, I think, whipping that air throw right there. A little bit of spaghetti. Gonna be Classified stepping away, trying to see if we can get QueenKoa a press, but it's going to be that enhanced Ryujin sending you through, getting that positive bonus, cranking away.
Yeah, what an incredible tool, getting it such an early wall break. You know, if you're a Slayer or a Soul player, you were absolutely used to the power of being able to get that insta-stick. Definitely get that positive bonus working in your favor. Good patience so far from QueenKoa, not trying to press in the wrong time, but Classified's pressure is so strong. Tries to chase out here, sends it out with the, I think it's the Gekirin, with the Empower, try to keep the combo going. Not able to get a pickup after without the meter, but frame traps into that 2H and puts them through here. Great answer back by QueenKoa. Finds her at least up and around in this game 3, trying to prevent this 3-0 from happening from class. Able to get the right hit, goes for the dragon kick that Ryujin stock this time, trying to get access maybe to a quick wall break if we can get the right hit we need. And that empowered Ryujin will definitely wall break from almost half screen.
Oh, well, hey, like you said, almost half screen, a little bit farther than that. Queen wasn't able to get it, and with this burst bait, Classified is looking good, cashing out more than half of her HP here and getting our own burst, getting our 2D anti-air actually punished out here as QueenKoa trying to stagger you out with this close slash. Classified, unfortunately, dropping that DB, but in this preemptive 6P is able to keep fighting back. Doesn't have the meter yet to close out the round, but is able to bait that reversal. Closes it out. Classified going to set point.
Yeah, and QueenKoa there kind of feeling a bit of the pressure as Class starting to climb back in that round. Tried to be able to answer it with that super reversal, but super reversal's so much more committal in this version. Definitely a functionality that Geo used to kind of have to really be worried about then, but you know, running good pressure, but good fuzzy jumping back there, try to fall with that JS, but never get a full reward. Another JS going to clip here again. The block in the low, that low beam plus, but a good 5P, at least getting a trade to stop QueenKoa from running more of that flip pressure. Now you're stuck in this corner again. Giovanna can be next to you at any point. By blocking it out, the patience so heavy, sends it out with the Ryujin PRC again. It's a better hit here, gonna go into that seal, just get that hard knockdown, access to all three, keep themselves plus, and they'll call it out there. I think we can still block this out maybe. We absolutely can. And as long as you can fit it out, actually the empowered region was more than enough damage. Not only is it an instant wall break if you get them close enough, but the damage increase is massive on that. Great stuff to QueenKoa and puts a game on the board.
Yeah, it seems like a great special move to, or rather a great stock to get early, right? Of course, the other ones giving you some other advantages there in your neutral and your mix, but with that enhanced Ryujin, like you said, you get that and guaranteed wall break, you get all of that damage. You know, you turn any 2S that you get stray off of a close slash 2S, you can hit confirm that, go into a Ryujin, and just win the round. So great use of that stock there from QueenKoa. Classified still has the game lead and is looking strong here in this round start.
Yeah, QueenKoa finding herself stuck in this corner, but runs into a 5H. Did the burst come out in time? It did. So Super not going to be able to get it out. Simply the command dash into the throw. We're usually so used to having the puffball follow-up, but good recognition and utilization here, and a great delayed burst here by Classified. He leaves a little bit of space. Have an awkward trade, but a good walk back into that dash 5K. At least finding QueenKoa on the defensive. Them a good block out so far. Overhead going to be mashed out against that fuzzy 5P. Able to quite connect it, but a good block so far despite that switch. Another switch coming through again. Got the delayed hit, so gets a bit of the bounce. Keep the combo going with the option. But the closest anti-air coming through. No meter to keep the sequence going. Chases to the sky with the JPs. And QueenKoa looking like a different player here in these past 2 games.
Yeah, definitely super strong here when she's confident. I mean, that's one thing I love about watching QueenKoa play on all of her characters, is that when she feels confident and you can see it in her play, and she can run over the best of them, including Classified. But it's right now, it's Giovanna getting caught by that fast RC after that low connects. You're here in the corner, the FD, the push it back, the 5K to get a punish here, and then unfortunately couldn't keep that flip kick going, but we're going back to neutral.
Yeah, tried to call it all out with that Ryujin PRC again, but not able to find it. Looks allow Class to at least push you to this corner. Actually gets a trade in their favor with the 5H. Could have been a lot spookier there, but it's a good knockdown at least they're looking for. Another one coming through. 2D actually ends up whiffing, but recovers in time to be able to throw it. QueenKoa stuck in this corner now. Both jumps out, but no punish. Flip overhead coming through. Arashi to keep themselves plus and keep the pressure going. No 50 on that dog kick again. A lot of these delayed pressure sequences again here. Gets clipped out for potential mashing there. Maybe trying to 6P a potential dog kick coming in. But 214K putting Classified once again on set point.
Nice counter hit here from QueenKoa and the burst bait after. The get you to the mid screen was able to get that enhanced Ryujin, so look out for those single hit confirms into a massive amount of damage. That's if Classified even lets you get a hit in, but it's going to be that whiff punish 5H. You got the fully in. Oh my god, and the burst bait as well. Classified with this damage, with this super, will move on 3-1. What a great set. Here on the main one, we're watching Classified versus MacMens here, and losers quarterfinals to see what we got.
Go so far. Great stagger. First close slash going into the throw. Whiffs the 5P in front of it to get that timing to be able to get another throw coming in. MacMens push all the way to this corner. Not going to get punished there for that whiff throw. Class already kind of committing to backing off to see what the options would be from Mac. But the overhead coming through as well. Not a lot of damage then. We're not in the version anymore. No hard forced knockdown anymore off of that Rin overhead. In exchange, Anji now can at least counter off of Rin if he gets that held version. Oh, good. Putting up that wall of that 5K, but a little bit of backdash to kind of retreat out. Ooh, a bit of an IB attempt there by Class. Going to get clipped for their troubles. Right now, switching again. There's the IBs coming out. PRC's trying to guess them out with a low, but a good 2K, 214K. The optimal punish there for that Nagiha spacing. Good block up on the cross up here from MacMens, but not ready for the BRC overhead. Able to put them through the wall. Still a bit of damage done to it from the previous sequence. Classified taking that first round.
MacMens clapping right back though. I like how we actually spaced out that 5K. Almost got a counter hit whip punish with the 5H. So MacMens definitely got some good spacing here fighting up against Giovanna. I mean, this is a Season 1 matchup, so got a lot of cool characters and DLC in the game nowadays. But if you've been watching this game since 21, then you've definitely seen this one before. MacMen's going to cancel into this fan super and send you through. Oh, the guts crush. That's right. I almost forgot this was a thing. I haven't seen it in a minute, Ganyon.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, right, and essentially, like, you know, a lot of characters lost their ability to do super into RC. That is only if it is an invincible startup super. So that super not being invincible there allows Anji to still spend that extra 50 to do just a little bit more damage on that wall break. So this up to MacMens getting a great route. Ooh, charge Fujin, and we get the pickup then. We get the held version with the Rin overhead, which will bounce for you in to get that RC pickup here. Good wall with that far slash so far, but unfortunately walks into that 6H, but the counter hit 6H combo. MacMens showing you can get a little bit more without having to spend that RC. Great recognition, good routing, and MacMens getting the first game on the board.
Oh, man. God forbid Classified tried to whiff punish that 2P. MacMen's gonna make you hurt. Nice stuff getting that game 1 here. Loving what we're seeing. Classified gonna stick to that Giovanna. We'll see what we got going forward here. Now, we've seen Classified on that Jacko before. But hey, if you're gonna be playing up against MacMens, you probably want to stay to the tried and true. And that's what we're gonna do here on this Giovanna. MacMens, gonna see how this round start is. Definitely loves showing that 5K against all the characters we've seen tonight on their round starts. Trying to bait out a throw attempt, but staggering you is going to be enough. Links into the 2K. That was a cool string.
Yeah, really good stuff. Good recognition as well from Class. Being able to get that wall stick and breaking here. Off to an incredibly good start. I doubt MacMens is going to be spending this burst for this round. Definitely quite an uphill battle, but a good BRC mix. More than enough to do it, and a perfect as well. Wouldn't expect anything less from a player of Classified's level. Confident until they feel like the set is over. And a great round choice so far. Actually gets the dog get clipped out by the far slash there, but retreating into that JS and allow MacMens to be able to fight back, get close enough to be able to do that option after, but actually PRC's backwards then to make that butterfly and essentially whiff, but good, sorry, the fish whiff here. Good far slash pickup here again, pushing MacMens all the way to this corner, baits out the parry. Said, who needs that extra frame? I am ready. Gonna put them through the wall. Will it be enough to kill? It just might with the extra bit of crushing. It is. And a great stuff to Class. Going to put a game on the board for themselves and bring us to 1-1. But I'm sure MacMens will be roaring to spin, roaring to answer back. I was so worried here, but because Anji definitely built a little bit different. But beautiful thing of those multi-hit supers, right? Definitely helps with that guard crushing. Or guts crushing, apologies.
Yeah, you can't get guts crush confused with guards crush out here. A lot of crushing happen out here in Guilty Gear Strive, y'all. You gotta catch up. You gotta stay on top of it. But here we go, going into this game 3 out here. Loving what we're seeing. Classified. Gonna see if we're gonna adapt here to these 5K round starts from MacMens. I mean, there we go. A little micro dash. Classified very patient on these round starts. MacMens getting this pressure answered by some good just blocks from Class. Gonna use those plus frames to check you with 2K, 5K BRC, but the burst gets spent.
And I love that. Be able to recognize, because either they end up blocking it, you get mix, and if it hits, then you get a much better combo and the most meter efficient option here. Class definitely keeping MacMens from being a little too antsy there. The JD here, a newly buffed air normal here in this version for Giovanna, allows for that double hitting, keeps it low, and once again we're seeing this advantage of this 5K BRC. Classified, the BRC vendor himself, going absolutely crazy here in that first round and put it on the board for themselves. But MacMen now pushing you to this corner slowly, but possibly still to work their way out. Good IBFD on that 2P, put a lot of space in between them. They're gonna force the burst out here after that far shot ends up clicking, but good routing here so far. Something the Giovannas have to do in this version. Good chunk of damage, almost 50%, and now positive rolling through for Class. They have a spooky spot to be in. Almost has access to that 100. Hit confirms the 5H into super immediately. Gonna push it through. Still likely has that 100-meter buff still active with this new version of how Giovanna's buff ends up working. But an IBFD, BRC not gonna get hit. Throws him out. OTG coming through with the 2K. And Classified is sick with it. Puts a game on the board and now 2-1.
All the flowers are Classified for finishing that one out, but MacMen's blocking this BRC overhead. You're nuts. Ugh. But of course was able to go for the throw. OTG, strong stuff there from Classified. Like I said, giving them all the flowers. They have the lead right here going into this game 4. But remember, MacMen's with a very swift first game. We just got to get that back here on the board. Oh my god, nice counter hit. The burst gets spent.
Definitely a button you do not want to let Anji's finish. The damage can be very brutal from that point. And these IVs here kind of making MacMens guess on what they want to do after. But I love the not overcommitting here. Class getting pushed all the way to this corner now. No burst to work with. You have to do the best to fight out, but the 5K BRC coming in again, allowing you to hit confirm. Pushing MacMens to this corner, able to stick at least and put them through the wall again. Good chunk of damage here. We did end up doing BRC, some meal penalty. Not as bad as some of your other options then. Not able to at least keep that 5D YRC to stop any more of the overheads from coming through. Simple dash cancel after the close slash. Gonna chase MacMens on the way out. No burst here, so has to be able to block it out again. PRC into 2S, not making a lot of value from MacMens tonight, but punishing on the fan toss is such a good thing to have on deck. Anji's, when they get a little too greedy, want to reset those frames, and now a very plus situation, but Class was ready. A great punish, and now finds himself on set point.
Like what we're seeing, MacMens catching you with that Fujin Nagio, though. Classified, nice tech. That was a reaction one, too. That was a late tech. MacMens. Oh, no. Unfortunate whiff throw there. Didn't get the dash we probably expected, so had the burst after that counter hit. MacMens with some good dash backs. Like what we're doing, that 2H to get your plus frames. Have 100 meter in your back pocket. Classified. Can't get clipped one more time in this corner. It's actually going to be the throw. Was ready for the defense. MacMens took advantage of that. Still set point for Giovanna.
Being there. Oh, but a bit of trade working in the favor of MacMens, able to still be able to pick it up after these 2H resets, keeping Anji so plus in your face. So spooky to follow up, block it down the overhead. PRC 2S again, not getting a hit, but letting MacMens still be able to swing. Class just stuck in this corner, able to fight out. Falling with the JH is a great place to get started. Goes for the jump routing, gets a wall stick. Gonna choose to not break with super. I like this. Wants to get access to that 100 meter for Giovanna. About to be online, blocks out on that Nagi low. No meter for right now for MacMens. That's been out on the throw first and foremost. Tries to fight it out with that 2P. Sends it out on the throw, but ends up being wrong here. Burst gonna come out here. Late burst gets this MacMens off on this Anji. And I love this ever so stagger in and out that Class is trying to do. Not able to quite do it. Blocks out on the Fujin. Sends out the fan toss. Actually ends up being blocked out again. No access to any meter for Class. So the chip damage is also be in effect, but the far slash gonna catch you, potentially jumping there on the way out. We got 2 games apiece. We are going to game 5 here in this last loser quarterfinal set. Wouldn't have it any other way, and just this pressure from MacMens. Oh, it was the empowered fan toss too. I think it's like plus 13 or something as well. So Anji definitely eating in this version with these new empowered Fujin follow-ups. And Class has to do their best to be able to fight it back and move on forward to this bracket.
Either player's game here. Both of them contenders to win this whole thing. But they're going to have to get through this loser side with no mistakes, no sets dropped. Because if so, you're going home. Trying to qualify for that loser's semi spot. Classified doing a good job here of spacing out some of these 2S's here from MacMens. Oh, unfortunately couldn't keep that fuzzy connection going, so MacMens gets away with murder. Actually clips a counter hit. Classified spends the burst to keep it here and gets a counter hit for themselves.
Yeah, look at the great damage as well, and I honestly think this is probably what Class would be hoping for, keeping MacMens stuck in this corner, choosing not to break quite yet. Almost his access to 50 again. Another miss coming through. This time it's 5D RC. Breaks with the best option they have. Still not enough to take out Anji, but any hit could potentially do it. And a 6P to stop any of those mids following up after. Class on set point once again. But MacMens was able to answer back in the previous one. Plus to see if MacMens can be able to fight back and do it. Does have the burst advantage at least. So Class has to give up their turn. Backing off, spacing kind of coming out. Faust ends up whiffing. Not able to whiff punish that 2S so far. All these players stuck in this corner here. Oh, the throw was potentially coming out, but once again, Classified choosing the retreating option here. But a good route with that BRC. Tries a bit of a burst bait, and now it's going to come out from MacMens again. Tries to it out with the follow from the Fujin, but a 2D counter hit starter. Going to push you through this wall with drill. Buff still going to be active and positive rolling in right now. It's very spooky. If you're MacMens and the BRC keeps it safe against the YRC to fight back, Classified going to move on to losers semis and take it 3-2 over MacMens.
Here. We're loading into our first game, guys. Going to see what this Leo can do here on the round start. Trying to get that guard point already established. Counter hit confirmed to put you in the corner. Man, this is an explosive start here from GSL.
Yeah, absolutely. Puts it in the 6th gear right away. pressure keeps the sequence going. That 2D gonna catch it out, spends it out on willing to bait out the burst again. And I love that. Basically a checkmate situation now for GSL. Red gonna go through this wall, and not only do you have to give up the round, but you're so far from your burst, at least in the early parts of these sequences. So you get some positive work in there. A 2K is a great way to start. Willing to send it out immediately, and the recognition to do these back turn parries to go through all these projectiles. Great stuff, but a good hit by Red. Gonna push GSL all the way to this corner. Lock him down again here with that drone. 5D into the RC, putting him back through the wall. A great answering back here so far from Red. Fights out with that 2P, not able to get enough to be able to get the kill, but chasing out that back dash with a far slash, a perfect answered back immediately. I think we know why these two players here are sitting in winners finals.
For sure, man. If you were waiting for a show, here it's going to be. Oh, yeah, you got to be careful if you're in the corner against GSL. You're going to get that corner stolen from you, get crossed up. RedIAmNot spends that burst to push it back and actually evens up, takes the damage lead here. And with that BRC slowdown, is able to convert off that BT. GSL spending that burst, but the wall of 2S, it's hard to get through. 5DRC is the mix, and that's going to be the kill as RedIAmNot gets the first game here in winners finals.
Yeah, it just feels like if either of these players essentially get the one up, it starts the offense. It's very, very tough to be able to fight back. And, I kind of like what Red was doing here in a lot of this corner sequence was you're taking advantage of some of these RC slowdowns. And, essentially, like, you can kind of mess up certain buffer times, certain inputs, depending on when you do RC in this game. It kind of like, not necessarily it necessarily clears the inputs, but like it essentially extends and messes with the windows you have to cancel stuff and be able to send out what your input was going to be. So kind of saw it on happening there, but a great sequence. Wow, that combo was actually going to push Red all the way to the corner there. Had to spin off that burst immediately. It's a bit of a trade. This still works in the favor of a little too plus, though. Not wanting to take any pressure from this. Flips it out. The monkey flip, I believe we called it earlier here. GSL showing you this new special move can do so much for Leo. I love that retreating back JK from Red there. Look at the reward for it. Put you through the wall and positive rolling in now.
That was a nasty setup. Good spacing here on that back turn, but Red able to get that punish after that back turn H. Good clash cancel. The FD clash cancel there from GSL through the drone. That's some tech right there. This time close enough to get that DP to connect, and with punishing that BT, GSL needed one more reset to close out, but RedIAmNot with the 2P mash calls out the back turn H. Great answer there from Red.
Yeah, we saw Red do this earlier, taking advantage of Skyfish, knowing that it's going to help take out that last bit of chunk of those high guts characters. So GSL going to have to do their best to fight back here. Not going to be seeing likely any burst for this round if they are able to make it through. But right now, this combo is looking so good, and Red is so close to putting another game on the board. This has 50 to work with right now, but not able to spend it. Red putting another game on the board. It's up 2-0 right now. Lots to see if GSL can find what they need to be able to at least make the set look a little bit closer. And, it's like if they get the hits, it's obviously working out, but Red's defense and a lot of these fuzzy timings are stopping a lot of this kind of, I'll call it quote unquote fake, setups here from Leo. And definitely one more game has to move on. We'll move on to grand finals. We've seen RedIAmNot take plenty of Jeeklys in the past. Been a while for GSL to find themselves at least in that victory seat. So here's see if they can do it. Red is spending that burst already, keeping GSL stuck in this corner, but so far, being able to work their way out again, put them through, I'll get positive working through here for you. Though we did spend it with the super, so I'm going to get a lot of that meter back.
Gonna frame trap you out here with some of those 2Ks and 6Ks. Oh my god, actually combo 2K in the 5D there in the jump. No, we pressed into the super. Red getting caught by this DP though. GSL still keeping you in the corner. Oh, okay, keeping us safe with that whiff 5D PRC. It's getting scrambly Ganyon, but that's where Leo thrives. GSL getting the first round here.
He's absolutely the scramble king. Such an incredibly versatile character, especially if you have access to the back turn. But a great 2K from Red here, going to stop any of GSL's forward movement pressure. Tries to send out the slash, but going to get clipped out by that Skyfish. 2K once again, stopping anything that GSL is looking to do. The sequence is coming in, the mix coming in heavy, gets that BRC slowdown again. Another 2K to get herself started. Not going to be enough to kill, but definitely hurting. And positive bonus will be working in Red's favor. Almost has access to the 50 again. So if they need to end up bursting, we will have the ability to do that burst into laser. The common Goldlewis setup. Not able to connect to the behemoth, but kept them on swinging and caught GSL slacking there at the end. Gets a round for themselves, and Red now on set point.
Oh, good counter hit combo there from GSL. Red said, wait, I'm caught in this? I got a burst. I'm not letting Leo get away with that. Caught you with the cross up. GSX Legend ready with that burst. Now these BTs coming out, got that security building as well. Using that fast RC to turn that back turn into a true string. It's going to be the overhead. The back turn H's have been crazy. Still able to get that tumble with the back turn ass, sending you through. GSL in a great spot.
Be going to answer out of that JD from Goldlewis. Puts him through the wall here again. Not enough meter to be able to super. Red on a bit of a blinking health bar. Able to do an empty jump into that 2P to catch it out. Keeps the combo going with that BRC cancel after. But she's about GSL away to this corner. Flex Shield's on the way out. Tries to catch him again. Sends it out on 2 more mixes. Catches them on the fake cross through. Just a little bit of life remaining. The chip dash will come out and catches the backdash. Unfortunately, Red hanging on by a pixel and takes it 3-0 over GSL and moves on to the winner's side of Grand Finals.
We're going to see what Lurry's going to be crawling today. Classified. Are we going to be able to get these 5Ks and far slashes and dog kicks connecting, or is Lurry going to slide right under them with that back crawl? Got to say, Classified with a strong start, but Lurry just pulling up on you. Saying, hey, what do you taste like?
Putting them through the galaxy real quick as well. Mini Faust keeping anything looking to do safe after, but the recognition to run it in after they send out that bomb. Actually end up catching the back crawl, essentially, that change with Faust losing access to the extra low profile that was so prevalent in a lot of their matchups, at least from that back one here. But the delayed pressure, knowing that even with this wall stick, which will be instant to be more than enough there, Class gonna put the round on the board. Still has access to that full burst meter as well, and off to a really good start in the set.
Ooh, yeah, was about to get crazy after that counter at 2H. Classified spending that burst, saying, I'm trying to keep this lead up. But there's that crawl on the dog kick as well. I called it, man. This matchup can be so fun if you got a defensive Faust like Lurry here on the screen. Got that afro lit up as well. Keeping you down here in the corner. You got that banana peel you got to hold here. These items have been so good. The fast RC to keep this pressure up, but Classified getting that chance to play. Gets out of the corner.
That's a good IBFT to get a little bit of space right now, but Class is so good at remaining sticky to your character with that BRC mix options again. FD be damned. Actually able to clip out and capture it. Oh, but couldn't get a full pickup, and it actually just sends out the 623S, stopping those mids in its track. Class putting a game up on the board. Tried to ask the little mini Faust homies with the trumpet, hey, can you help me convert this combo here? But it ended up actually messing up the combo during the process. But Class still not too deterred, sends it out with that 623S after, which honestly is a great call out, potentially trying to call out that drill coming in from Faust. So Faust very, very comfortable doing that J2K, even on, hit or whiff in their pressures. So great stuff, the Class here. Definitely showing you why that they are cruising through this bracket so far. But Lurry with great spacing walks up and puts a fresh dew on this Giovanna.
Ooh, caught you in the backdash with it as well. Lurry saying, hey, oh, will you miss it? Here, it's right back for you, homie. But Classified this time doing a good job fighting out this time. Lurry does get a counter hit on that far slash. Going to be able to convert into, try to get a wall break, but Class was ready with that blue burst. Trying to bait out a reversal here from Lurry, trying to get him to wake up and press so we can get a whiff punish. But a good backdash. Man, Lurry with the crawls, with the backdashes. Our defensive movement has been so strong in this set so far. Class with the fuzzy jumps, but wasn't ready for that throw. Lurry closes out the round.
Great stuff to Lurry there, just taking advantage of Class not having access to a lot of these reversal options to stop some of this awkward pressure from Faust. That forced him into those long recovery periods with some of these specials and normals. tries to drill on their way in, gonna get once again a fresh cut for their trouble and put them through, send them to the sky. Gonna get that FRC cancel route here, and I love this choice. It's something here that a lot of Fausts were already doing, but you know, essentially the sooner you get RC in your combo routing is to such a far distance in this version. Stitch is going to actually clip, and the bomb explosion, I think it's an OTG hit, but that's more than enough to do it. Lurry putting a game on the board right back.
Man, evening up the games out here. Guys, I'm not going to lie, the Twitch chat is so funny right now. Y'all are having a good time. We're out here. Guys, look up at the screen. You got the GOATs fighting out here, Lurry and Classified. And also, minor spoilers, both of these players are going to be in this upcoming Jeek League on different teams. I won't tell you what teams, but that announcement ceremony will be on May 5th, this upcoming Tuesday. So we'd love to have you there. If you're watching here on YouTube, hopefully this VOD's up before then, so would love to have you guys there on May 5th at 8 p.m. EST over on our channel. And then from that point on Tuesdays, we're going to be streaming that Jeek League. In the meantime, Classified being locked down by these items. Unfortunately, Lurry couldn't get that 6P out in time, so we both got hit by the bomb. Class having to deal with another one out here. Playing some ping pong. Lurry already ready with the volley back, but Classified getting some hits in, but doesn't get the conversion, so Lurry gets a punish. Mix to close it out. Lurry looking strong out here. Classified going to be getting some of this burst meter back. The counter hit 5H, giving us a chance to get some of these items out here. Man, these bombs have definitely been killer here. Oh my god, the bombs were stacked, so Classified wasn't ready for the follow-up there.
It's raining bombs for the sky, looking like July 4th out here, and we just got into May. Classified, at least keeping Lurry stuck in this corner right now. Gets a bit of a PRC cancel to keep the pressure going. The overheads are blocked with their little 2+. Block here again. Actually, the Afro ends up timing out right at the end. They're just not getting ignited by those meteors. Class working their way over those mini Fausts, but a fuzzy jump going to get Lurry out of that situation. An immediate burst answering back right now. I'm sure you're right, but the FCs are going too crazy. Get a bit of a trade combo in their favor. Jumping out with their over. Cancels it out with the golf club, and Class was ready for these cancel options. Not letting Lurry get away with being so minus in their face. And looking a lot stronger here to go. But once again, the confidence to walk up and throw Class after they end their pressure, going so far at this point. Tries to find a route to be able to cancel it in, knowing that the trumpet was coming, but wasn't able to get there.
Oh, good just blocks here. Oh, but the mix red RC. Lurry catching you off guard, especially here with this command grab. Class, nice deflect shield to keep you back, but unfortunately it still lights the Afro. The Lurry able to get a counter hit in the scramble, canceling in the super. I think that's close enough to break the wall as well. Not going to be enough to kill, but Lurry in a great spot here.
Yeah, Lurry definitely big advantage. Not a lot of life to work for. Did at least throw a free donut to Class. Said, hey, sorry, you know, I don't want to win on the first far slash. Let me do it on the second one here. Good stuff. Lurry now up in the set as well, and Class looking so hot and ready after that last set, definitely fighting their way out. But Lurry here, not deterred. It puts such a strong kind of like stoic level of standing in this right spot, kind of fishing out with these far slashes and 2Hs, just to be able to throw out a few of these items. And you know, definitely can still go either way. I'm sure Class can definitely figure out what they need to do to be able to answer Faust in this version. But go as we move our way through game 4 right now. 2S to clip on the way in. Kind of an awkward trade of a moment. Man, sure we're looking for a throw, but gets 5D for their troubles here. The Class has Lurry stuck in this corner. No time to pull out the items. Check with the homies. He's stuck in this corner here again, but throw is going to be able to take it out for their troubles. So in this corner, tries to 5K for it and going to push through this wall. Positive bonus going to start reeling in here in a little bit. Class might get at least a bit of chunk back so far. Not quite a whole lot. Burst into the item. Throw super coming in. Bomb being kicked back and forth. A bit of a ping pong going through. to be able to at least eat through. Oh, it actually exited the animation where you lose the access to those iframes for it, and Class recognize it, takes the space after, and gets that round for themselves.
Strong play there from Classified. Got you in the corner. The stagger throws come out. Lurry using this FD, trying to keep that Giovanna back as far as possible, but that step dash of hers is so strong. I mean, dude, Classified like straight teleporting on your ass. BRC out here for the fuzzy. Lurry able to block it out tonight, but the DP counter hits the JD attempt. Lurry being sent through, losing basically half his HP.
Good chunk here, Class. Such a great position to take us to a game 5. Winning out on the bomb volleyball wars. Simply hit him with a 5H on landing. Got the punish on the landing from that J2K and going immediately into that super, stopping the chances for burst to come out from Lurry. Classified, bringing us to a game for themselves. A game 5 on the board. And you love to see this level of back and forth. We've had a ton of game 5 so far in this set. They've all been on this loser's side at least here, but cannot wait to see who comes up on top here. And the winner of this gets to take on GSL, fight the Leo White Fang. So congratulations. Let's see what you got, if you can do it. But first, you got to take care of this set as we get into it. A simple 5P stops any classes on the way in, but 2H to force out that immediate burst from Class.
Yeah, that was a good timing on the burst too. You know, you gotta be careful with it because you can put that Faust in the corner depending on their mix trajectory. So Classified doing a good job of fighting Lurry here in the corner, but Lurry doing a good job of fighting out, right? Unfortunately, got red there on that command grab, spends the burst to stay alive here. That trumpet buff actually comes out a lot when you have it right in front of you, but unfortunately, Lurry holding up there. Classified actually able to come out on top and get the trumpet, building up this meter, putting this Faust in the corner. The BRC Fuzzy getting blocked out entirely. Both of them, in fact, 100 meters spent, just resorting to the throw, saying, I gotta deal damage somehow.
And at least you are keeping this Faust stuck in this corner, not able to access to any of these items so far. And once again, Lurry has found such good confidence in when they want to send the throw after a block 214K. Great routing here from Class should be enough to stick this Faust through the wall. More than enough damage to do it. Classified now on set point. One more round will help them move into top 3, move into that money. Exclamation point match arena in the chat right now, so you have to claim those codes. I'm sure we just have a few left here. These players are going to appreciate, just like Lurry is appreciating some good item RNG, keeping Class on the way out. Item throws coming in. The Trumpet Boys keeping you locked down again. But Class trying to find that one hit. A battle of mids, a good 6P to stop out that 5H. Tries to chase it out again, but a falling JD can at least get the knockdown Lurry's looking for. Slow down Class in the sequence. When will the burst come out? Maybe not going to be from this round at least. Wants to be sure they have it going into the next one. Are they going to be there? Not going to get that wall stick, but a 5H coming out here again. Lurry going to spend that burst. That is so big for Class. If we can go into the next round with it, we have such a big advantage. Lurry going to find the round at least. Final game, final round, but a big burst advantage for Classified.
Trying to keep you back here with those preemptive 5Ks. Lurry also just flicking the crawl out there, trying to see if Classified's going to like dash with a 5K. But now we're going to send you through here with the Dog Dart. Keeping that meter. Classified does not want to get that meter penalty. Wants to, in fact, get the positive bonus to get to that 100 meter buff, potentially. Lurry with some preemptive 5Hs to try to keep Classified back. But there's the Fuzzy connecting at an opportune time. Classified sending you through here.
Great advantage right now for Class. Fuzzy on the way out. Tries to fall with the J8 to get 6P, further trouble. Big health advantage, but another 2K being pressed by Lurry. Gonna stop any more of that forward sequence again, but the Faust is coming through, actually able to put that Afro on the Giovanna. Oh, unfortunately, the second bomb actually messed up the pickup there, but Lurry still has a chance to keep it in it here. It's that knockdown they're looking for. We can put Class through this wall. Positive can work in our favor. Class is able to find their way out. Mini Faust keeps them from getting a little too press heavy, not able to pick up after that 2P. Presses a delayed 5K, actually stops the sequence. Able to get a full combo. Delays the jump cancel off the close slash to bait out the YRC. Ooh, so feeling the Jacko as well for Leia. I know Giovanna play is definitely still, you know, this matchup I think has never really been good for her. So it seems like, you know, anything where Class feels like Gio probably can't do it, Jacko seems to be the pick right now, and I kind of respect that idea. I myself have been kind of putting more time into the kind of just doing stuff characters, right? And obviously Jacko has a lot of set play that she can do, but a lot of the mini plans that you can send out with these minions lets you kind of just do stuff and see how your opponent responds to what you want to do. Great delay burst here from GSL, gonna at least keep class up, but good IB on the cross through lets you get that throw punish.
Oh, DPing through the bots. That 2D getting its momentum nerfed a little bit. Its horizontal distance, I should say. The GSL using that PRC to keep it safe. I see a lot of guard points being represented. It can be a great way to fight through those bots, but classified approaching here, getting these bot commands. The PRC lets you actually get a 5k punish, another IBFD, but there's the throw bait, right? Because classified already showed you we're willing to throw there, so GSL with the jump, new jump normal in the back turn. It's still going to be classified with that red RC confirm. So great stuff there, the class on this Jacko, but GSL showing you that the layers are getting deep here in the first round.
Yeah, and that's pretty impressive how often class has been IBing those on the cross through. Tries to be able to break out that armor, but not able to quite do it. There's that delayed, or sorry, that distant base parry. You get that far parry. Trying to get that full animation, but it takes a little bit of space. This time still being respected despite the IB going through with that back turn K. Tries to keep it burst safe with the 5-piece, but not able to quite do it. Gonna send out that whistle cancel then. I'm not sure if they're looking to get that OTG with the 5D, but once again, I'm trying to overcommit too much, but gets whiff punish for their own TD. The overhead coming in here. GSL putting the hurt out, a good chunk of damage with the super, and a great answer back in rounds. We got one apiece here in our first game.
Spacing out here a bit. I mean, that counter hit 5H gets this back turn conversion. Now, of course, the counter hits on 5H still lets you go into pillar, and especially lets you get some pretty good combos if you're willing to confirm them. GSL, nice anti-air 5P. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it going, so spends the burst.
Is this going to punish? It's going to stop it? Absolutely. Look at that damage that came out. Gets a meaty button there. I'm pretty sure class would have had to been FD, but I don't know how much meter they even had left at this point. Okay, still had a little bit option, but did they get hit for the troubles here? I'm actually curious to see this again. Came up here again. Oh, yeah, maybe just catching some jump startup frames or something. Actually, no, got a punish, so definitely something was pressed there by class, but class going to stay on this Jacko for this Leo matchup, You see Casper in the chat saying it's even for them, but it's 6.5, 3.5 for class, so maybe enough of a belief here. But, class definitely an incredibly strong player, able to pick up multiple characters and run them at a very high level. I can only imagine this Jacko will only get better if they truly feel like they need to have some things covering what Geo can offer. But GSL looking so strong here in the sequencing. Overhead going to come through here. These delays keeps on going, sends it out with the super, putting a round on the board. GSL looking strong here in this game too.
Yeah, I love what GSL does here, especially with like how we went for the loop in the corner with the 5H2S, but instead of breaking the wall, instead went for the cross up reset there, and then very deceptive same side back turn Ks as well. GSL is the reset monster out here on that Leo. Classified getting beat up here by that DP. You're not as plus as you used to be here with those DPs, so Leo can feel like a a little bag of bricks sometimes, even on hit. Classified doing a good job of keeping those bots applied, but GSL always ready with the DPs to take them all out. But with this counter hit confirmed, Classified unfortunately didn't get the wall break. Man, it's just spaghetti all over.
Yeah, unfortunate 2S. They're not getting enough space. Had to keep them in the corner, send them out of the corner, unfortunately. But here, they're coming through, tries to bait out the burst, comes out at the right moment. Great recognition of the Classified, waiting for that right moment to be able to bait it out. Also, that meaning again, it gets anti-aired by the 5H for their troubles. And a good chunk of damage coming through. 2 games on the board now for GSL in this losers finals. Class will have to see if they can dig deep enough, if they're going to sticking with the Jacko for it. Will we see the Giovanna just to give it a shot with our more comfortable character? Not to say class can't do it, but no, it's Jacko all the way. If Classified does get this game, it'll have to be Jacko all the way here, and a reverse sweep on top of that. Definitely a tall order, but let's see if class can do it.
And reminder, guys, everyone you're seeing on the screen at this point is in that prize pool. They're going to get a slice of that pie. It's just about how big of a slice it's going to be. So Top 3 gets paid out if you guys want to get that number higher. Exclamation point match Reno. Keep those codes claimed. We're almost there to getting them all. In the meantime, Classified keep you back with that JD. Great job of GSL using 5H to contest Classified for doing these bot commands, these bot calls. This Leo does not let you do it for free.
Yeah, nor should you. I'll try to get that delay. 2D can actually end up clipping here. I love that. Sets up the minion, ends up breaking that fireball. Good routing so far into the super to get that hard knockdown, get a guaranteed minion set up as well. A great turn of events here, but 100 meter to work against from GSL. Woken up to get that space for the 6P. Chase to the sky. Geko in that counter hit recovery coming on the way down. Frame traps it on the way in. Gets that cross through. Goes for that bait on that burst. Might be a burst that you weren't quite going to be ready for. The minions keeps on coming out. The 2Ks coming in here to clip it. He cannot quite find the spacing they're looking for. We are pressing K buttons right now, Jeek.
It's the Giovanna, bro. It's Classified's Giovanna jeans coming out here pressing that 5K. GSL just sitting there watching you, fighting your demons out here. Sitting here on set point. Now these bots doing a good job of keeping this Leo back, but GSL with that step dash always getting our approach on punish. That 2D we spent the burst, but Classified gets our combo right back, bringing this Leo to the corner. Got you stuck up here with these lows, trying to bait out a DP, but the boom actually comes out from GSL.
Tries to catch him again, maybe for a punish on that 2D, but the PRC not going to find anything. Great crossover with that falling JS. It's mean to keep the combo going again. Now Leo stuck in this corner. That BRC drift to fly on the way in. Good chunk here. Positive bonus. We won't get to that 50 pretty soon. But didn't quite have enough to be able to cancel that backdash thing. Gets caught out for their troubles here. The lows coming through, clipping again. Have to block a couple more times. Have to mash correctly. BRC's in after the whiff one coming through. Able to throw it. Great punish by Class. Taking us to a round 3 and doing their best to find an answer. And an immediate burst having to be spent, though. Definitely better than going down a raw over at this point. But another getting clipped here again. Back-to-back counters coming through here. Burst on neither side and a big advantage for GSL. We get hard knockdown here. Likely one more mix could seal it.
Bro, and that damage is so crazy. Trying to represent that guard point to fight against any attempt Classified puts out here to try to get this neutral established. Those 5Hs have been doing crazy numbers here, but Classified gets that chance to put the bots out, gets the whiff punish on GSL's 2D, keeps this Leo in the corner, but this time we get the red RC off of that bot kill. The tick throw comes out, the 236 SOTGs, and GSL moves back up to grand finals. Great stuff.
Our players are ready to send it. We are ready to see it, y'all. We are here at grand finals of the Jeekly 94. RedIAmNot, Goldlewis in the winner's side. And GSL, you just saw them take down Classified to get here. Leo, White Fang on the left, getting right a good start and a trading with that stands up guard point, taking out that JD. Ready having RedIAmNot stuck in this corner.
Chasing you down here. These BTs trying to push it back, but GSL being aggressive here with that red RC. Red not wanting to be sent to that wall, was ready with our burst, trying to fight through with that drone as well. I like this whiff punish here with the 5K. GSL using those forward advancing movement abilities like this crossover as well to try to close it out, trying to finish you off with chip.
Able to do it here. Red just holding on, enough health to at least still win. Tries the space at Behemoth, but the super, and I think that might have actually clashed if we actually were able to put it a little bit closer. So Red definitely had a potential way out, though definitely clash cancel could have worked not in their favor. Good recognition on the hit they got there. I love that conversion with the JP after the air dash into that Behemoth. Red definitely showing us some good routing here from this Goldlewis, but a good knockdown to self-started. GSL gonna have to guess right, probably 2 more times to do it. Starts up with a DP, not quite the right choice. Putting through that wall, but so much health to work through on Goldlewis' side.
Evening up the rounds here. Definitely on for a show, I gotta say. Red had a very strong winners final showing to be in the spot that they're in right now. But GSL warmed up, playing hot, sending this Goldlewis through, canceling into that super, Red will have bursts here on the other side. GSL could have the options for that deflect shield, or just with this positive bonus, we'll have a burst of our own. Nice stuff here.
Sending out the drone. Hold down the neutral for me, my son. Crush keeps on going again. This time I'm going to go with the low on that, and we go with the optimal punish of this version. Immediate burst from GSL, not let Red get any of that positive bonus to work through. And the good backdash on that cross through from Leo. GSL trying to DP their way out, DP away all of their problems, and gets into back turn and able to press the back turn P, which is a great anti-air option. RedIAmNot coming through, and the FRC into the 5D overhead. No need to be able to confirm, just need a singular hit to do it. And great stuff to GSL for taking the first game here.
And I love the scramble mash on the back turn P. When people get hit by that button, they're like, wait, hold on, Leo has that, you know? And I actually didn't think about trying to use it in the scramble right there. So strong play there by GSL to secure the end of that round. Already with a strong start here in Grand Finals. Of course, coming from the loser side means you're going to have to win 2 sets. But already off to a great start. That being said, Red gets his burst right away.
Yeah, we get that knockdown with that Skyfish. Able to backdash out from that 2K. Being able to connect, but unfortunately Whiff though coming through here. Great punish so far from Red. Putting out so much damage. Locking down with that drone. 2S going to come through. Bit of tapping as well here. Going to get that cross through to get into the back turn stance. Pushing Red all the way back to this corner. When will the burst be coming out? Not quite yet, but a good far slash going to answer out that guard crush from Leo. Oh, a bit of a drop combo. Yeah, I gotta say, I've watched a lot of RedIAmNot play in these brackets, and definitely not someone who drops these routes, but still able to keep them the composure high and gets that first round on the board.
Ooh, good stuff here. I like the 5 Ps to try to check if Red wanted the burst, but wisely doesn't fall for those tricks. And in fact, comes out on top here with that drone, but supering through a little too close there, Red. GSL was right with that reversal super, getting a counter hit, close slash as well, having to spend that burst. Red saying, no, I do not want to go down this round.
Yeah, but defend that burst just to be blocking again. Definitely a tough spot to be in. One more hit can definitely do it. 5K going to be the answer there. GSL finding an incredibly good advantage there. Red, you know, is in such control for that first round at the very least. But GSL now finding the sequence they're looking for. Gets that flip. Oh, no full pickup after. We saw this before. Tried to go for that guard crush in the back turn. Actually crosses through on the dash. So gets clipped by the 5H. Bit of a, I imagine maybe it messed up the input then, or maybe they really wanted that 5H. Actually caught a great sequencing here. With the guard crush coming through the overhead. Gonna clip out GSL, pushing you through this wall with the super. Push it through the ground. Good chunk of damage, but definitely not gonna be enough to kill. GSL gonna have to pick the right choice on that way in. Goes for the JD, misses the OTG, but doesn't matter. Another behemoth in the chamber, answering a game back. We got a game apiece here. I got a feeling this grand finals could absolutely go the distance the way these two players are playing right now.
I love how we were just churning butter with that one, by the way. Of course, we expected the OTG. But great stuff there from Red. Yeah, I mean, dude, we're in for a set. I'm happy with what we're seeing. I'll just call it like it was, you know. RedIAmNot with a very strong winners finals, but GSL already looking strong here. That being said, Red, no fluke. The second most winningest person in the Jeekly. Not for any reason other than being the GOAT out here. One of the strongest players in NA, let alone on this Goldlewis. But GSL, of course, looking strong on this Leo, but that's how you punish DPs here in 2.0 with that full charge dust.
Yeah, definitely the more optimal way to spend the meter to get that positive, so you're gonna build the most for your value. But so far, there's been burst available both times, able to put them through the wall with the super. But they get the hunter, not enough to get it. So still a little bit of life bar left, but any hit can potentially do it. Great 2K press here by GSL to at least get themselves started. Not a lot of health options, but Red slowly getting clipped. Not going to break the wall. And yeah, we are in a version now where slumps are no longer a thing. So it takes a bit of space to see if they slingshot off. But Red able to press the button on that way in, taking the round for themselves. Maybe spending that meter would have been worth it, but I can understand the idea. Red, now GSL push all the way to this corner, spacing out so well against these DPs and the big overhead behemoth coming through. Good chunk would have been coming out. The FD cancel off of that DP. Another DP being ripped again here. GSL has to be right a lot more times than Red is to be able to get themselves through this game 3. A good 2P to get ourselves started. Good routing to push you at least closer to this corner. And we have access to Skyfish. I almost said it wasn't going to be enough, but then I checked that security gauge. And we see this a few other times tonight. Red knows when they need to route this way and hits another game on the board. One more game and they'll be your champion of the Jeekly number 94. But GSL did get the first game of this set. But Jeek said it earlier, winners finals looked so one-sided for a lot of the way it was going. GSL looking a lot more alive here, but Red holding that composure, looking so damn strong tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let my bias show. Let's go, gay sex legend. Nice stuff. Going for that guard point. Trying to chase down this JH. Looking good here for a second. Red, however, going to be able to far slash show these BTs, but oh god, yeah, that air hit 5H had to get bursted if you want to stay on this side of the wall. Good jump over the 214H from Red. Also trying to bait the burst. GSL not falling for it.
Not falling for it indeed. Oh my god, the mix is absolutely grimy. Up back, it's caught there by the 236S, but not enough to at least hit them for their troubles. But another behemoth was at the ready to go. It chases them again with another one, and the drone behind it to keep the sequence going. RedIAmNot on tournament point with that round win and getting the first 2K of this round at least started. Half of the health gone the way through. GSL sends out a DP, not able to quite find it. Leo, Scrabble game about to go absolutely crazy. Back and forth we go. The reset's going crazy. Red wondering when he can get off this ride, and GSL says not now here. Oh, I love that 5P. Goes immediately to the 2S here again, and the scrambles going so well for GSL. Did not have the super meter to kill, though.
Oh, man. I'm clipping that, bro. I ain't got nothing to say, man. That was tight. That being said, Red on this set point was able to dance under that BT for a moment, blocking out these ones. The security cancels not connecting quite yet. Nice DP through the gap. GSL tried to pull up, but that JD so strong, bursting you back. You got to be careful now. If Red gets too much distance, can go for that burn it down. Did spend the 50 though, so not any longer. But that throw OTG wasn't enough, blocking out everything we can. But the 2P takes it. RedIAmNot takes another Jeekly home, this time the 94th.
Event. I myself, if you guys don't know me, my name is Ganyan. I do a little bit of streaming on Twitch. A lot of my time is spent, unfortunately, being a jobber, working a 9 to 5. That I do enjoy the job very much. So, you know, definitely not the sass situation in the world, but I do get a little streaming time in. But a lot of my time is put into a little team called Counterhit FGC. We do run a bi-weekly local, and have put on 2 regional events ourselves with a wonderful TO and organizers here. So just keep an eye out for those events here coming up in the near future. We do have a YouTube Counterhit FGC on YouTube where you can see all of our VODs from our events and our locals, but you know, maybe some newer content coming out here in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. But you know, we got some ideas in the old cooking, all the old brewing them. But I'm having an absolute blast with Guilty Gear Strive. Please play Guilty Gear Strive 2.0 if you are enjoying it, and if you're not, that's okay. Just watch these sick gamers put on a damn good show for you every Friday and then every Tuesday when the Jeek League is coming up here.
Yep, starting with this Tuesday on May 5th. 10 seconds on the clock, guys. Again, I said every Friday, 8 p.m. EST, minimum $50 prize pools. Check out the local on Thursdays at Token MTG in Edgewater, Maryland. Would love to have you. Evo Japan's live right now if you guys want to go check that out. Outside of that, y'all, go check out Danknen. Go say hi to Friday Night Fights. Have a great weekend. Peace out.